Jeremy, so you know that, like, that song, it's like, put a little love in your heart.
Yeah.
That little jingle thing. So listen, we should take that and we should Weird Alify it and make it like, put a little mud in your fart, and it's just talking about shit in your pants.
Put a little love in your fart.
No,
box.
man. Put a little mud, or hate a little mud in your farts. Because nobody likes sharting themselves. Welcome back to YASPod, yet another BS podcast. My name's Dalton, and joining me as always is my good buddy.
I was watching a Jim Jeffries special today, from 2018. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's funny as fuck.
It's Jeremy, by the way.
Yeah, they know that by now. He was talking about, he's got a 4-year-old son, I guess a 6-year-old son now. Special was in 2018. Well, 8-year-old son, I guess. I don't know. I don't do math at midnight. So he's like, I got my son. He's like, he only eats 4 things. He's like, so I'm fucking making chicken and a slice up an apple, and I'm not making 2 meals, so I'm fucking eating chicken and apples with him. He's like, I put him to bed, read him a story. He goes to sleep. He's like, I go downstairs, watch TV. About 10 o'clock, I hear a scream. He's like, I go upstairs. He's shitting himself and vomiting all over the place. So he's like, I pick him up. I'm carrying him down the hallway. He's vomiting onto me. He's shitting in the floor, which I'm having to walk through. It's like, I sit him on the toilet. I give him a bucket. He's like, he's 4, so he doesn't understand that this will not be the rest of his life. He's like, so he turns to me in the midst of all this and goes, I guess this is just who I am now. And he's like, oh, you'll be fine. You know, he's never had fever. He's like, I ate the same shit he did. And he's just got a weak constitution. He's like, so he's still dealing with food poisoning for the first time, puking, shitting at the same time. It's like, finally he settles down. I'm like, all right, dude. He's like, I get him a bath, wash his puke out of his hair, you know, get him in clean pajamas, take him in my bedroom. Like, you can sleep in my bed tonight. So he's like, I put him in the bed. I go to bed. About 2 hours later, he's like, I shit the bed. And this is not I wake up, oh, my stomach is cramping, and then I shit the bed. He's like, no, the shitting the bed and the waking up were simultaneous. He's like, and then I get out of bed, I'm feeling like shit. He's like, I start puking. He's like, I'm shitting in the floor, then I'm puking on the shit. And he's like, I finally get to the bathroom, sit on the toilet. I don't have a bucket, so I'm just leaning over in the tub, puking in the tub and shitting in the toilet. He's like, it's about 5 a.m. at this point. So my son wakes up, comes in the bathroom, sees his dad sitting on the toilet, vomiting and shitting at the same time. He goes, man, we had a pretty rough night, huh, Dad? Dude, that special was fucking hilarious. As Dalton dies.
Sorry, I am currently dealing with a chest cold, but I am trying to not cough as much as possible on microphone.
Makes sense.
But, dude, I love Jim Jeffries.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Like, he is one of my favorite comedians. Thank you, Australia, for bringing us him.
Agreed.
So, Adam, thank you for Jim Jeffries. What you been up to this week, man? How you doing?
Same old.
These past 2 weeks. We
missed a week. First time
ever.
Almost a year.
In almost a year.
It's
a pretty good track record.
We both had unavoidable things that we just couldn't line a schedule up to record. Jeff was super bummed about it. He called the suicide hotline. They were like, what's Yab's pod? And he just yelled at him and it made him feel better. So
he called and he's like, ain't no point in me waking up. Everybody's time I'm taking up. I got nobody. There ain't a shoulder near. I can't stay here, but it's colder there. Yeah, that's an ICP song called Suicide Hotline.
So what else?
Real quick, I just want to point out the best line in that song is he goes, ain't no clothes that I look good in. I'm the motherfucking big red train that couldn't.
Speaking of, I will be in Atlanta at the end of the month. And guess who will be at the same place I will be at in Atlanta?
Okay, let me do a process of elimination. I said big red train. I'm going to take that and make that into a big red machine. You're going to be somewhere at the same time as Glenn Jacobs.
No.
Okay.
Violent J.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'll be at the Days of the Dead in Atlanta, Georgia at the end of the month. Bam Margera will be there. Violent J will be there. Malcolm McDowell will be there. Who else?
Violent J's a cool dude, man. If you get a chance to meet him, you should. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, we're going down, we're leaving Friday, so our plan is to go into the show Friday night and try to get, like, the autographs we need and stuff Friday night. Get up, come back Saturday, wander the showroom, get whatever stuff we couldn't get Friday night, and then drive home because Saturday night is the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I want to get home in time to see that. And Atlanta's like a 6 to 7 hour drive. So
that's not this weekend, right? That's next weekend.
No, that's next weekend.
I was going to say, I was like, oh, the Royal Rumble's on my birthday, but no, it's the weekend after.
No, it's the weekend after. So what else have I been up to?
Well, Megan, if you're listening to this, congratulations. You just got out of watching the Royal Rumble with me, because if that shit was on my birthday, we'd be watching it when we got home from whenever you have planned.
She would intentionally keep you out till midnight, so she'd have to watch the Royal Rumble.
That shit's on demand, son. What are you talking about?
True. I want to watch it live, though, because I know that shit's going to get spoiled on social media. So I started playing a new game. Not going to tell you what game it is, but I will give you a hint. I now have a name to use if I ever get a black cat. That's all I'm giving you. Yes.
Oh, you did start playing it. What do you think so far?
It's boring as fuck so far. But I'm only like 7 hours in, so.
So that game for the first, so Persona 5 is what he's talking about for anybody that's listening.
Persona 5 Royal.
Persona 5 Royal, excuse me. The first month or so in game, like that first palace, it's a lot of tutorial. And it's a lot of hand holding.
Kamoshida's palace.
Yeah, once you get past Kamoshida's palace, the game starts slowly being like, all right, now you can go explore at night. Now you can go do other things. And that's when the game starts opening up and really starts becoming a thing. And then when you get mementos and you can go in there and start hunting Persona and trying to find, it's real fun. Plus, when you start getting deep into like fusing Personas and you're I want to get that level 98 Satan or whatever, you know what I mean? You're just like, that's where it starts getting fun, to me at least.
I've been watching more Dragon Ball Z as well. We have a question about that, so I guess I have a question about that, so I'll elaborate more on that at question time. Watch The Last of Us episode 1. That we'll talk about as a topic. That's fucking amazing. Cowboys won tonight. That was nice. They beat Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So
hell yeah. We'll also talk about that in a few.
Yeah. What else? Not a whole lot else. Went to the movies Saturday night. Saw A Man Called Otto, which is based off a book by my favorite author, Frederick Bachman.
Is that is that Tom Hanks that's in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the book is called A Man Called Ove. It's a Swedish book by a Swedish author. So the movie was great. To me, the book is better, but you know, they have to cut details from books to make movies. They have to fit in a time frame. Also, they took a Swedish book from 2012. They not only had to Americanize it, but they had to bring it to 2022, 2023 as well. So there's some stuff that got changed just in those processes. But, I mean, it's a really good movie. Like, I knew what was coming, and it still kind of got me in a couple of parts. But
that's a testament to the acting, usually.
Oh, yeah. And it's worth watching. Like, if you like that kind of stuff, definitely go check it out. Or watch it on demand when it comes out, whatever.
Hell yeah. I'll have to keep that in mind. You said it's just called A Man Named Otto?
A Man Called Otto.
A Man Called Otto. Okay. I'll keep my eye out for it on one of the streaming platforms.
Oh, yeah. What about you? How's your 2 weeks been?
It wasn't bad at all, man. Some work. I'll talk about the good stuff, and then I'll bitch about work a little bit.
Yeah.
But I pretty much spent last week at Megan's new apartment, and that was wonderful. Got a lot done around the house for her and things like that. Also developed some sort of chest cold thing while I was over there, so I've been recovering from that. But yeah, man, it was wonderful. like to just have the time with her for a whole week. You know, that was just
Oh,
it was nice. It was nice. It was nice to get away from Keystone.
Oh yeah.
And let me tell you, driving back into Keystone, like when I got back into downtown Keystone, I was like, it was like a wave of depression washed over me. Like, fuck, I'm back here in this fucking shithole. But Lakeland's a pretty place, though. I like that area. So work, man. So do you remember me mentioning that I was like basically the only one being considered for the shift lead position, and how like once Brandy left, they were going to train me and I was going to get that position, yada yada.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so training never really happened. Jess kept mentioning it to me that she keeps telling Trisha to schedule me and her together so she can train me, and then I would get scheduled and we would work together. But she'd show me maybe some like one thing if she had time. But Trisha always gave us so much to do, there was no time to be trained on anything, right?
Yep.
So this new guy just got hired, and I've been told by multiple people that he's coming in from being like an assistant manager at Lowe's. So he's coming in with managerial experience. They're probably going to train him to be one of the new shift leads, which immediately annoyed me. Nothing against him. Obviously, I'm not going to hold it against him. Like, you know, I've never understood that where like somebody comes in and then you're like mad at them for taking your position. That's not their fault. They're coming in trying to work just like you.
But yeah,
like it's the manager's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to hold it against him. He's a cool dude. I worked with him tonight. He's a cool dude.
It's the manager's fault, but at the same time, fuck him for existing. Fuck anybody who exists. Like, if you exist, that's strike one in my book.
Well, fuck me.
Yeah. Everybody's on one strike.
So I'm at work tonight, and I'm in the office, and I'm talking to my shift lead and everything that I was working with. And then I walked out of the office, and I see posted up on the wall this piece of paper. And this piece of paper says, hold on, I'm trying to pull it up now. I will be doing interviews for the SFL position for qualified applicants on January 17th and January 18th. Fucking tomorrow and the next day.
Yeah.
Please fill out an application at the Jobs tab in StoreNet. If you need help, please see Trisha or Jessica for guidance. Internal qualifications. 3 months prior work experience with Walgreens with no written disciplinary action within the last 12 months, or 1 year of prior leadership, supervisory, or retail key holder work experience.
So it's worded for her to give it to home dude.
It's worded for homeboy to get the job.
Yeah.
And it's worded that way to be like, oh yeah, y'all can apply. Dalton, you can apply if you want, but I probably won't give it to you.
Yep. I had to go with the most experienced person that would be best for the job. Even though this motherfucker never was a manager for Walgreens ever, and Lowe's a lot different than Walgreens.
Yeah. Well, so here's how I'm justifying it in my own head, right? And we kind of had this conversation a little bit off air, but the shift lead promotion comes with a $1.50 raise. It also comes with you being in charge of everyone up front. You also have to go back and help the pharmacy whenever the pharmacy needs help. You also have to count the drawers and be in charge of the money in the pharmacy registers and the registers up front. You're also in charge of doing resets and resetting shelves, and like so much comes with being a shift lead for $1.50 more. And the more that I've worked at this place and see what my shift leads have to go through, the more that I have decided, even before any of this, even when it was still going to be me getting the shift lead position, I was almost like, I don't know if I want it anymore. That job stresses me out enough as it is, and it's a decent paying job 2 minutes from my fucking house. It shouldn't stress me out. It's Walgreens. It shouldn't stress me out, but it does. So I don't think I'm going to apply for it because they're not going to pay me what I would ask for. If Trisha were to come up to me tomorrow and be like, Dalton, I will give you the shift lead position right now if you say yes, I would say, I will say yes if you give me $20 an hour.
Yeah.
To which she'd be like, I can't do that. And then I would say, then I cannot help you.
See ya.
I will continue to work a register and work stock and make my 16 an hour until I can find something better. I keep getting emails about dispensaries looking for customer service help. And I'm like, I wonder what they pay. But I haven't looked into it yet. But yeah, other than that, dog, this weekend's my birthday. The 21st of January is my birthday. So if anybody wants to, send me some birthday cash, hit me up. I'll give you my PayPal. That'd be sweet.
If you want to send me Dalton's birthday cash, I'll do the same.
And you would give that cash to me, right? Because you're a straight up, genuine guy.
I mean, sure, we'll go with that.
You fucking asshole. But yeah, man, if you would like to contribute to my birthday, that'd be sweet. Or you can join the Patreon. That'd be cool too, which we'll plug later. But as of right now, patreon.com/yabspod.
Yeah,
I'll be
sign up for that.
31, cresting into the 30s.
31. I remember when I was 31, all full of hope.
You were full of hope at 31? Wow.
Probably not. I don't think I've ever been full of hope.
I lost my hope a long time ago, dog. When my faith in humanity disappeared, my hope went with it. But yeah, Megan's got some sort of surprise plan for me Saturday. Friday, we're going to pop over to Busch Gardens for a while. So that should be fun, man. Should be fun.
She's going to stick her thumb in your butt. That's your surprise.
I'm cool with that.
Checking your oil for you.
She can check my oil anytime she would like. It wouldn't bother me a bit. I'm cool like that.
She's going to get you like Randy got Private Dancer. Oh, he's checking his oil. Looks like he's about a quart low.
Lieutenant Dancer until they fucking found this thing and they're like, your name's Private Dancer? Which, by the way, I started watching, when I was at Megan's house, I started watching some Letterkenny. Have not gotten current yet, but I realized that I was 3 seasons behind, so I finished up season 9. And
that show is so goddamn funny.
Now I'm on to season 10. And yeah, dude, that scene where he's like, talking about the lady who had like the 12 or 16 kids or whatever it was, and Derry's like, she was walking and a gust of wind came through and I heard a whistle. Okay, Derry, okay, hold on. So you mean to tell me that you heard a whistle? How do you know that she didn't just whistle with her lips? As accounts that she was eating an ice cream cone. Oh, can't whistle when you're eating an ice cream cone.
Oh, man.
And then they start comparing, like, well, what kind of whistle was it? Was it a, or was it like a, or like a, He's just fucking tremendous, dude. That show is absolutely hysterical. That show and Trailer Park Boys are two of the funniest goddamn shows that have come out since, like, all of the big, huge, popular, funny shows back in the day. Like, they are up there with like South Park, Family Guy, Seinfeld, Married with Children, in my opinion, as like their humor is just so good.
Oh yeah. I just hate that Trailer Park Boys more or less has been canceled due to like Mike Smith and all the other shit going on behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, with the thing with him and that lady, which that ended up getting dropped, but still it affected it. And then Leahy dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, him dying like killed that show basically.
Well, he was a major part of the show.
Oh yeah.
And then they did the animated thing, but I didn't.
Which was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. It just didn't stick with me like the actual episodes did though. Because I've been doing a rewatch of Trailer Park Boys here and there. I'll just like watch through an old season. Fuck, that show is funny, bro. Oh, Jesus Christ. Canadian humor is great.
Yeah. I kind of want to move to a trailer park in Canada.
Move to Canada?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So yeah, man. You mentioned that you watched The Last of Us. I haven't seen it. I've read nothing but good things, though.
Oh, it was great. Have you played the first game?
No.
You need to play that. That needs to be like
it's coming out on PC, so I will be checking it out once it does that.
Yeah, I believe it needs to be a pretty soon Steam Machine game, I think. It's fairly short.
You can pay the low price of $20, and not only will we play it, but you can get on the show.
I'll just hack the show like I did Yakuza Kiwami.
So we have coding against that now.
You think.
You got to try harder, motherfucker.
You think. No, it's a fairly short game. Let's see.
I want to say it's like, what, 8 hours story? Maybe 12?
I think it's like 12. Let's see.
I remember it being sub 20.
14.
Okay, so that's not bad.
Which is funny because The Last of Us on PS3 was 15 hours. The Last of Us Remastered was 14 and a half hours. The Last of Us Part 1 is 14 hours.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet that that's all loading time?
Probably.
You're getting cut.
A combination of loading time and people just being better at the game because they've already played it before.
Yeah, that too.
Nah, it's well worth playing though. It's so good. And the show is very accurate to the game. Like, without giving away spoilers, it's incredibly, like, game accurate. There's a few changes, but not, like, stuff that should really matter to anybody.
Speaking of game accurate, just quick sidebar. I was reading an article today that one of the reasons, or maybe the main reason, that Henry Cavill left The Witcher, other than Superman, was the fact that apparently he kept getting into it with the showrunners.
Yeah, because he wanted it to be more accurate to the game.
To the book, actually.
To the book, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, Geralt would not do this way. Like, this is not...
Yeah.
Like, quit trying to Hollywood this fucking character up. Like...
Yeah.
Which, you know what, though? That makes me respect Henry Cavill.
Oh,
more,
he's a huge nerd.
Oh, I remember there was the whole Discord discussion the other day about those videos that he did where he was just like building PCs with his shirt off.
Oh, yeah.
Get the thousands and thousands of views.
Dude, if I look like that guy, I would never wear a shirt. I'd be outside shoveling fucking snow with no shirt on.
But I'm glad to hear that the show is living up.
Oh,
I hope it continues to do that.
It actually topped it. The first episode topped Breaking Bad on IMDb's highest rated of all times list.
Nice.
Breaking Bad has a 9.5 on IMDb. The first episode of Last of Us gave it a 9.6. So,
impressive. Very impressive. Yeah. They should, from the Last of Us Twitter account, should tweet at Halo Show or whatever the fuck it is and be like, that's how you do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, Joel didn't have a helmet to take off, so.
Fair enough. Watch. Eventually, they're going to do a Doom series, and I'm not talking about like Doom the movie that they did. I'm talking about like a Doom series.
I think it's already Doom in discussion.
And they're gonna make Doom Guy take his fucking helmet off, and it's gonna be like, why? Well, and if he doesn't look like the little fucking head of Doom Guy from Doom in the bottom, if it doesn't look like that dude, we riot.
Well, you had the Doom movie with The Rock was Doom Guy, and he never even wore a helmet the whole movie.
I know. Well, yeah, that's what I was talking about. That movie did do that really cool scene, though, where he kicked that door open and it shifted first person.
Oh, yeah.
And then they went through like a first-person shooter. That was cool. When they did that entire movie in first person, what was it, Hardcore Henry or something like that?
Yeah.
That was a little jarring.
Too much, yeah.
Yeah, but that one scene in Doom was sweet.
But then there was the other Doom movie. What was that called?
Oh, me and Ryan watched that. Doom Resurrection or Doom something like that.
Something like that.
It was a straight to DVD Netflix movie or something. But yeah.
It wasn't terrible, but...
No, it wasn't awesome, but it wasn't bad.
I don't think he wore a helmet the whole movie either.
No.
What was that? I got to see who it was.
None of the Doom movies have done Doom Guy.
Yeah. I mean, they have quote-unquote Doom Guy, but it's like, it's not Doom Guy from the games.
It's not Doom Guy with the green armor.
Yeah. Doom Annihilation's what it was called.
That's right. I was thinking that, but then I was like, no, that's Mortal Kombat Annihilation. But speaking of, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Both the Mortal Kombat movies are great.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen the new one. I can't speak on that one.
The new one's good, too. But you cannot go into a Mortal Kombat movie expecting Stanley Kubrick or Francis Ford Coppola or Steven Spielberg.
Oh, it's an action movie.
You got to go into it expecting stupid action, and they deliver. It's not going to be cinema. It's an action flick.
If you want Mortal Kombat storylines, play the newer Mortal Kombat games. They have a running through storyline through them all. Like,
yeah, which is stupid as fuck because the game is based off a tournament where everybody dies except the person who wins the tournament.
Well, back in the day, yeah. Now it's evolved into its whole thing where there's like worlds and there's plots to take over the world and things going on. And like,
which is
it's really
dumb.
cool. I
dumb.
like it. I
don't know. I haven't played much of the newer games. I always sucked at Mortal Kombat.
Let's see. So you've been watching the playoffs. I don't have much to say about this, but I do have an opinion. So I'm going to start off with my opinion.
Yeah.
Bruh, what the fuck? The Jaguars are like pulling some Miracle on 34th Street type shit right now.
Oh, yeah. Which their luck's probably going to run out next week. But I mean,
goddamn right. As soon as they're out of their division, they're fucked.
Like, they beat the Chargers. The Chargers were up like 27-0, and they beat them 31-30. Like, fucking nuts. Dude, that game was insane.
I want to tell you this right now. If the Jaguars make it to the Super Bowl, that's probably not going to happen. But if the Jaguars make it to the Super Bowl, bro, we should both throw $100 on that as a bet. Not like to each other. Like, we need to like download one of them fucking apps and put in $100 bet because the odds would be astronomically against the Jaguars. And then if they won, bro, we might pull in some duckies. And if we don't, we lost $100. Like, it is what it is. But
problem is they're playing the Kansas City Chiefs next week, so
yeah, see, that means nothing to me.
Probably stopping there.
I like the Jaguars because I was born in Jacksonville, and I like the Ravens because I like purple.
Fair enough.
And I like the Raiders because they wear black. Like, you know, it's like I'm very surface level Madden player. Yeah.
Yeah, the Cowboys won tonight. I was excited about that. We have to play a very tough San Francisco 49ers next week, though, so that'll probably be where our train stops.
Who do you got going to the Super Bowl this year?
I don't know. The AFC is going to be tough because you've got the Jags, the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Bills. It's definitely not going to be the Jaguars, as much as both of us want that to happen. I'm going to say the Bills have a lot to want revenge for, I guess, because they're the team that got fucked in the playoffs last year on the overtime rule. They got fucked. They should have been a Super Bowl team. Bengals made the Super Bowl last year. Maybe they'll fuck around and do the same thing this year. The NFC I hate because you got the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Giants, and the Eagles. I hate the Giants, the Eagles, and the 49ers. Cowboys are probably not going to make it out of that. So I'm pulling for whatever AFC team makes it to win the Super Bowl because fuck everybody in the NFC that's not the Cowboys right now. So, yeah.
All right, so basically if the Cowboys lose, then you're just rooting for AFC. Whoever. All right.
Yeah.
What if one day, Super Bowl, Cowboys versus the Jaguars?
It's possible. It's technically possible this year, but very, very, very unlikely.
What if this is the year of unlikely, though?
I mean, I'll fucking take it.
Because I would like to see the Jaguars eventually win a Super Bowl. In my entire life, they've been to the playoffs like maybe twice. And once that I can remember where they were doing good was back when it was Mark Brunell as the fucking quarterback. If that tells you how long ago it was. There's been like 4 quarterbacks since him.
Dude, if the Jags... Where's the Super Bowl this year? Fucking State Farm Stadium.
While you're looking that up, WrestleMania is in LA this year. They've already sold a record number of tickets. They have not announced one fucking match yet.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
It's fucking wild, man.
So, it's in Arizona. That's too far. I was going to say we should go to the stadium and like tailgate at the stadium.
I was going to say, bro, we can't afford Super Bowl tickets. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, if they made it, but yeah, no, Arizona's too far to go. Didn't Eric move away from Arizona?
Yeah, he moved back to
the middle.
Midwest, yeah, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Yeah. But no. That's astronomical chances of that actually happening. But hey, I'm rooting for it.
Yeah.
Because the Jags are my AFC team, so I'll be happy if the two of them make it.
So, moving on from American football, which Adam's probably like, thank God. The fuck are these cunts talking about?
I don't know. I know the NFL is really popular in the UK. I don't know if it's popular in Australia or not. Adam will have to tell us.
Yeah, let us know, Adam. I'm assuming not. I think y'all probably like rugby and soccer there, which is the real football. But
well, they have Australian football too.
Dude, do they call it football?
I'm pretty sure.
Because isn't soccer football over there as well? Hey, it's so confusing.
I don't think soccer's as big in Australia.
Why did they decide to call American football football when soccer was already football and then we called it soccer? I'm so confused. Like,
I don't fucking know.
I need to look that up one day. That should be a topic one day, is the origin of why football, like football and soccer and all of that shit.
Yeah.
So before we dive into the other two, since we're already kind of talking about sports. Oh, ew.
Speaking of Australians, I've been watching this YouTuber. It's called Blade Mate Lawn Care. It's literally an Australian guy that owns a landscaping company. He uses YouTube and Patreon revenue to pay himself to go cut lawns for people who are not physically or financially able to maintain their property. So like the lawn's really high, there's trash everywhere, there's overgrown, but he goes and takes care of all of it for free for the person and uses the proceeds from the videos to pay for it. And like, I think that's pretty noble. I feel like the dude would be doing it even if he wasn't making money from it. But he says in his videos, he's like, since I'm making money for it, I'm able to do more of it because I'm still able to take care of my family. I still have an income. He's like, but I was doing this before I was making money. But dude, there's people like in his comments being like, oh, you're virtue signaling. You're only doing this because you're getting paid for it and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, go fuck yourself.
People always got to shit on people to try to do good deeds, man.
Yep. No good deed goes unpunished.
Yep, exactly. And bad deeds don't get punished usually.
And something that's awesome. You know what we consider a weed eater here? Yep. Do you know what they call that in Australia?
A grass chomper.
No, close. A whippersnipper. That is the best term ever. I will never call it a weed eater ever again. I will forever call it a whippersnipper.
A whippersnipper. That's so much better.
So much better.
I got your whippersnipper right here. But while we're on the subject of sports and things like that, there's been some going-ons at the WWE.
There has been some chicanery.
Everybody remembers when we talked about Vince McMahon leaving the company.
Yes.
Well, now apparently he is back. And I'm going to go ahead and say real quick, I apologize everyone for the sniffles that I have right now. So apparently like in December he emailed them and was like, I need to know by January 5th what's going on, because he wanted to reinstate himself to start putting the company into the best position for a possible sale.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. And on January 6th of all days, he just put himself back on the board and 2 people resigned and he put 2 people in. He basically staged a coup on the day of the coup.
Yeah.
Except he succeeded. So it was like the Friday before Stephanie McMahon was on this conference call with the shareholders and everything, saying that everything was fine. There's not going to be a change in management. Everything's going to be great. He's just coming in to do sale, yada, yada, yada. And then, let me Google it real quick so I can read it.
Didn't he basically appoint himself chairman of the board?
Yeah, he is now, so the board of directors unanimously voted for him not to come back like a month ago or a couple months ago, right? And then all of a sudden, he, God damn it, where's this thing? Anyway, all of a sudden they unanimously voted him in.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is super strange. I'm trying to find the goddamn tweet. Oh, I guess I could just go to her Twitter page. I'm an idiot. Hold on.
Good old Vince-A-Mir McPutin.
Vince-A-Mir McPutin. That's tremendous. All right, so here's what Stephanie McMahon said. Dear WWE Universe, about 8 months ago, I took a leave of absence and within a few weeks, unexpectedly had an opportunity of a lifetime. I had the privilege to return as the co-CEO and chairwoman of the board of WWE. I cannot put into words how proud I am to have led what I consider to be the greatest company in the world, working alongside a remarkable leadership team and one of the strongest executives I have ever known in my co-CEO, Nick Khan. Our founder, Vince McMahon, has returned as executive chair and is leading an exciting process regarding strategic alternatives. And with Nick's leadership and Paul Triple H Levesque as chief content officer, I am confident WWE is in the perfect place to continue to provide unparalleled creative content and drive maximum value for shareholders. Now, here's where all of a sudden a wrench gets thrown into everything, right?
Yeah.
WWE is in such a strong position that I have decided to return to my leave of absence and take it one step further with my official resignation.
Yeah.
I look forward to cheering on WWE from the other side of the business where I started when I was a little kid as a pure fan. I will always remain dedicated to the WWE. I truly love our company, our employees, our superstars, and our fans, and I am grateful to all of our partners. Thank you for everything. Then, now, forever, together, Steph. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is the most like corporate way of saying, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like, oh, holy shit. She's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna quit.
I mean, she basically came back as a placeholder for her dad.
That's what it's kind of seeming like. Is she like, for the shareholders, they wanted a McMahon to be in charge, and now that Vince is back,
they don't need her anymore.
But the fact that she's just like, I'm going to resign and not just go back on her leave, because she's been with the company. I was like, that's been her only job as far as I know.
Yeah.
Just fucking wild, man. But now, like, there's been meetings apparently at SmackDown and Raw where Triple H has told the locker rooms that, like, he's still in charge of creative. Vince isn't going to come in and fuck anything up.
Yeah.
As of yet.
Yeah. For now. Next thing you know, he's going to fucking fire Triple H.
Wouldn't that be some shit? All of a sudden, All Elite Wrestling.
And yeah, you know what's funny to me? It's probably just ironic or coincidence that WWE CEO is named Khan. As in Tony Khan, the owner and CEO of AEW.
No relation, but that is a hell of a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah. No relation that you know of. They might be cousins deep down the road. They're just tag teaming this shit to take down the WWE.
So there's been all kinds of fucking rumors. There was a big, strong rumor that WWE overnight sold themselves to the Saudi Arabia investment fund or whatever.
Yeah, basically to the country of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and it was like, I saw that and I was like, this is probably bullshit, but I'm going to share this with with Nate and Willie and everybody, and just to see what their reactions are. But like, then this thing came out where, like, apparently there's rumor that Tony Khan has been looking into seeing about a merger between WWE and AEW.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, don't fucking do that. The last thing wrestling needs is a monopoly. Because last time there was a monopoly and it was Vince that had the monopoly, wrestling got stale as fuck.
It basically killed professional wrestling as we knew it. Like the Attitude Era, the Monday Night Wars, that revived a dead industry. And then once that was gone, he didn't do anything. He just started putting matches on, kind of half-assing it, and it drove the fans away.
And I think that's because, like, that dude thrives on competition.
Oh, yeah. He's a shark.
Yeah, he's one of those business guys who's just always looking for that fucking, I'll show them type thing. And when you don't have anybody, because, like, there's TNA, but, like, TNA's the forgotten third. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though they have really good shit on TNA. You should watch it sometime, listeners. Like, it's actually not bad. Like, there's some good-ass matches on there. But
I honestly didn't know they were even still a thing.
Still around. Yeah, exactly.
Nobody watches that shit.
And then they're
kind of like, you've got like New Japan.
Well, New Japan's hard to watch here unless you pay for their service or whatever, which I've thought about doing for a month just to go on there and see what what they have for the older stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because I like wrestling history type things, but
so let me ask you this, because I don't really keep up with it that much. So there was this recent match with Kenny Omega and what's his name,
Will Ospreay.
Yeah, which was touted as like one of the best matches in professional wrestling history. I thought Kenny Omega was Mr. AEW.
Okay, so Kenny Omega is part of AEW. He's one of the executives or senior vice presidents or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but Tony Khan lets some of his wrestlers go and wrestle in Japan and Mexico and stuff because FTR, one of the tag teams, they had the Ring of Honor titles, they had the AAA tag titles, and they had the New Japan tag titles. So they would go around and they wrestled all over the place. So Kenny Omega basically got his big start where everybody started noticing who the fuck he was in Japan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for some of it was for him wrestling a blow-up doll and him having a match with a 10-year-old girl and things like that. But he also had really good wrestling matches, Yeah. Him and Will Ospreay, that was a hell of a good fucking match, dude. If I was the guys who closed that show, which I think was Jay White and Okada, Kazuchika Okada, I'd have been a little pissed off at them for being like, what the fuck did you leave us to do?
Oh, yeah. Fans are fucking leaving already.
But, no, yeah.
So here's my thing, though. Because, he did that in Japan. As a executive for AEW, the smartest thing he could have done was fucking gotten AEW involved with that in some way. Get their fucking logo on the mat. Get them involved with it somehow.
AEW did do the Forbidden Door pay-per-view at one point where they brought in a bunch of the New Japan guys, and there was a cross-promotion thing between AEW and New Japan. So there has been little bits of that. But, Kenny
I'm talking
Omega,
about that match specifically. AEW, he should have had AEW sponsoring it or something. That, to get that out there that, hey, we're capable of this in AEW. They're not doing that, but they're capable of it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't have an answer for that. I will say his entrance was super fucking cool. Did you get to see the entrance? Because I know you saw I sent you the clips. So, dude, okay, so I know you don't have the nostalgia for the game. I don't either, but just picture this, right? Yeah. So this fucking black silhouette shows up on the screen, and this music starts playing. And then Kenny Omega stands there, and at the same time on the video, choreographed, Kenny Omega throws his left arm out, and on the screen, this one big wing comes out, and it's fucking Sephiroth, right?
Yeah.
It's the silhouette of Sephiroth. And then Kenny Omega turns, and he's wearing Sephiroth's gear, from Final Fantasy VII. And his entrance music is that fucking Sephiroth, like a One-Winged Angel song. And I was like, oh, that's fucking cool, dude. It was really, really cool. And, of course, his finishing move is called the One-Winged Angel, or whatever that is in Japanese.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. I'm not the biggest fan of Kenny Omega in AEW, but when I watch him in
Kenny
Japan,
Omega fan.
his Japanese stuff is fantastic. His matches with Okada, and now this one with Ospreay, just tremendous. Will Ospreay is also really fucking good.
So let me ask you this: the Royal Rumble is known for wild card entries. Who would you like to see show up in the Royal Rumble this month? Some off the wall person pops in.
Are we talking legend? Are we talking random debut? Are we talking a return?
I would say a return, something feasible.
Okay, I'll give you one of each. My answer for a return got spoiled actually today with Cody Rhodes is going to be back in the Royal Rumble. That's what I was hoping for, is that he would be a surprise return. But no, they announced it.
Which sucks, because that shit always used to be off the cuff. You didn't know shit until you heard the music. That
is proof in pudding that Vince McMahon's back in the WWE, because Triple H would have definitely let that be just a fucking surprise. Because the pop would have been huge. It blew the roof off the fucking place.
Yeah.
So I'll say, as far as a return from an injury type thing, Randy Orton. I'll go with him.
That would be cool.
What were the other two? A legend and a somebody from a different company, maybe, or a free agent.
Maybe, yeah.
All right, so the ring clears. There's like, say it's Jimmy and Jay Uso in the ring, and they cleared house, and they're in there, and the music starts playing. That doom, you look fly today, and here comes Rikishi, right? Uso's dad, right? And he comes down and he gets in the ring, and they're kind of staring at each other, and they kind of make their way to the middle of the ring, and they do and they put their head where they cross their arms, they put their heads down, the lights go out, and then they start doing the old Too Cool dance.
Yep.
And then let them do the dance, and then have the Usos toss their dad over because they're heels and get their heat back. And
that's a good answer.
I think that would be really fun as well. Let's see. And then like a surprise, like nobody would fucking expect it. Let's since everybody's wanting to see this match at WrestleMania, let's have like entry number 25 to 27, somewhere around in there, right? If you smell what the Rock is cooking. And here comes the Rock running down there, clears fucking house, wins the Rumble, which then sets up Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, where obviously Roman's going to beat him, win the title, and be like, I'm the head of the table, motherfucker. Like, you know, so I think that would be really cool.
Well, now, isn't Roman fighting somebody at the Rumble for the title?
At the Rumble, he probably is, yeah. But I'm talking like
there's like 2 matches. I'm trying to remember what they were.
You want to know a fun fact?
What's that?
Roman Reigns has not been pinned on WWE television in 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Bro, 2 fucking years he has not lost a match on TV. That is some old school booking right there.
Yeah. You know what kills me, though? And I was watching the thing about it the other day. The fact that they let Brock Lesnar end Undertaker's fucking WrestleMania streak. Like, that was poor writing to me.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Plus, Taker got fucked up in that match and got a concussion, so nobody really knows if it was... Because everybody's kayfabed about it, so it's like, what was it planned to happen? Did it happen because of Undertaker's injury? Did Brock just do it? Who knows? Everyone, I mean, obviously, it was fucking scripted, but like, that's the whole story. It was like, who knows what happened? So
Roman Reigns is fighting Kevin Owens at the Rumble for the belts.
Yeah.
The undisputed Universal Champion.
I don't see Owens beating Roman.
I don't really like KO, but I could see them like somebody coming in with a chair or something behind the ref's back, something like that.
I can see it going one of 2 ways. I can see it Sami Zayn turning on the Bloodline and Roman and helping Kevin win the title, or I can see a fake out where Sammy acts like he's going to help his longtime friend Kevin Owens, and then he turns on and then he fucking hits him with a chair. Roman then wins, and Sammy proves himself to be part of the Bloodline. There's 2 ways you can go with it.
So if I'm writing this, Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens match, somebody, Sami Zayn, somebody, fucks over Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens wins the belts. You have the build-up to WrestleMania. Let Kevin Owens keep the belts until WrestleMania. Then you have the winner of the Rumble, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens in a 3-way, no-holds-barred title match at WrestleMania.
Okay, but then who do you have win the Rumble?
I don't know. I don't know that much about the current roster, but I'm going to say I think that 3-way match would be a show seller.
Yeah, I agree. I
like WrestleMania is end of the year?
No, WrestleMania is in March.
In March? Okay.
Or April. Usually March or April.
I say you still got like a few months there of let Kevin Owens duck and dodge with the belts, you know, not actually like maybe have him fight Roman and like intentionally get himself disqualified so he keeps the belts. You know, just build that story up. Turn Kevin Owens into a heel.
Yeah, like you can't really make Roman a babyface right now.
True.
Like that's the only problem with that, though. You know what I'm saying? See, this is the conversations that happen in booking meetings.
He can be neutral. You know, he doesn't have to be a good guy for Kevin Owens to be the bad guy.
Yeah, but Listen, I know the NWO started the whole cool bad guy thing, and there's still some cool bad guys, but like I really just want to see somebody like MJF in AEW just gets heat and doesn't fucking care if people hate him. That's a heel. Oh, yeah. That's a real heel. You know, like.
Well, that's what I'm saying is turn Kevin Owens into that heel. Have him duck and dodge. Have him get himself disqualified to hold on to the belts. Shit like that.
You want to know a reason I love Kevin Owens? I know you said you're not really a huge fan of him. Dude, yeah. I watched this interview with him, and he said that when he goes home to Montreal, Quebec, that people... And it makes me think of Letterkenny. I hate Quebec. But yeah. He said that people, like, they all talk in French, and they look down at you if you speak in English. Oh, yeah. And he said that he'll just, like, go in places, and people will talk to him in French, and he will answer them in English. And he will not talk to them in French. And he said it drives people fucking nuts. And he said he just loves their reactions. And I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
That's why I like Kevin Owens, because he's an asshole like me.
I don't see them giving Kevin Owens the belts. I think that would make for a very, very interesting, like, rest of winter and spring storyline to do exactly what I said. Make it a fucking cage match. Make it a Hell in a Cell. Do they even do Hell in a Cell anymore?
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking have Roman Reigns throw Kevin Owens off the cell through the fucking announcing table.
Jesus Christ.
That will forever be one of the best moments in wrestling history. Now, the other match at the Royal Rumble, it confuses me. It's Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. I don't know who LA Knight is. I didn't think Bray Wyatt was in WWE anymore.
He just returned recently.
Okay. Isn't he, what's his name? With the fucking demon mask and shit?
He was the Fiend. Yeah, he was.
The Fiend, yeah.
Bray Wyatt, dude, I need to send you the clip of his return when he came back, because when people realized it was him, it was one of the loudest crowd pops I've heard in years. Yeah. Fucking roof
up there with Cody at WrestleMania.
Yeah, actually, like that. I don't know, that pop at WrestleMania gave me goosebumps and tears in my eyes. Like it really did. It emotionally moved me, but.
But those two are fighting in a Mountain Dew pitch black match. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I can't tell you. I have no idea.
What the fuck is a Mountain Dew pitch black match?
LA Knight is a good wrestler. I don't know much about him other than that. And I don't know what type of match that is. I just know there's this whole thing going on with Uncle Howdy.
Yeah.
And shit with Bray Wyatt, and there's some supernatural stuff. It's always interesting stuff that Bray Wyatt. I like Bray Wyatt. Some people really don't like him, but I like him.
Dude, bring back the Fiend at Royal Rumble.
Here's the problem with the Fiend. The Fiend was always booked as this unstoppable force, and then he had that match with Seth Rollins where Seth Rollins had to hit him with like 8 curb stomps to pin him.
Yeah.
And like with chairs and stairs and all that. And it's like, dude, you can't do that to beat the guy every time. It's not going to.
True.
So, but don't get me wrong. If he used the Fiend like Finn Balor used the Demon, where every now and then you break it out, like when you really need that extra dig to that deep, dark part of you, kind of like when Mick Foley would drag out Cactus Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Make it kind of like that. I think that would be the way to go.
Okay, I'm trying to read what that match is.
I don't know. I know Mountain Dew Pitch Black's a drink.
I don't know. Apparently, it's some kind of fucking sellout for Mountain Dew Pitch Black. I don't know. Maybe they'll fight in the dark. Who knows?
It might be like a fighting in the dark type match.
Dude, one of the coolest Royal Rumbles to me, though, was the one where Mick Foley came out as Mankind, got eliminated, came back out as Cactus Jack, got eliminated again, came back out as Dude Love, and got eliminated a third time. That was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, gotta love it. Dude, Mick Foley was the man.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Even though he won't shake your hand more than once.
I already shook your hand. Like, God, I can just picture him saying that too. It's fucking hilarious. So, moving on from that, let's talk about review bombing. Okay? And let me tell you what sparked this. What sparked this is this new Velma show.
Yeah.
Now, review bombing is like when that game that came out that had the hidden in the code thing that made fun of the Chinese emperor or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
The guy who runs China. And all the Chinese game players went on Steam and posted negative reviews about it, dropping the overall rating, even though everyone else's reviews were good, right? That's review bombing. When your show gets like a 7% or 9% on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever the fuck, and it's people on both sides of the spectrum saying that your show is bad, that's not a review bombing. That's just your show is bad.
Yeah.
Because I've seen articles about the reaction to the show being about review bombing, and I'm like, that's not a review bomb. Right-wingers don't like the show because they're changing the races and things like that of the show. Left-wingers don't like the show because it's not good.
Well, like, I haven't watched it. I'm not the biggest, like, Scooby-Doo fanatic. I do like Scooby-Doo, but I'm not in love with the show, the franchise, whatever. But, like, so basically what I read was, like, Velma's kind of being outcast because Daphne is, like, a mean girl. Fred is, what was it? Fred was, like, worried about his own self-image or something like that. Shaggy had something, and Scooby-Doo wasn't actually real. And people were like, this isn't Scooby-Doo. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and people said that it tries too hard to be funny and edgy. Like, they basically tried to take the success of that Harley Quinn show and then throw a Scooby-Doo skin on it, and it's just, apparently it just did not work.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And the fact that I've seen, like I said, I've seen the right-wingers being like, oh, well, they made Velma black, blah, 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 blah.
Which they made her Indian, I think, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying, though. Like, and then the other side has been, like, upset that the show almost seems like it's making fun of shows that do that. Because the showrunner, the chick who created the show, has come out before and said that she is an avid right-winger. Yeah. So, like, I don't know. The whole thing's weird to me, dude. So I think this show is just chalked up to being, like, a failure.
I don't think this was a show that needed to exist.
No.
And I feel like they kind of forced it. Like, who was this show for? I don't understand it. Like, I don't know.
I don't have an answer for that.
Speaking of right-wing hypocrisy, how are you enjoying all these right-wingers finding out Biden had, like, classified information in his office and being like, they should hang this motherfucker, they should kill his whole family, when the exact same thing happened, what, a year ago with Trump having a bunch of confidential shit in his house?
In his house.
And they were like, it doesn't matter, he's the president, he can do that. But now that Biden's doing the same thing to a lesser extent, they're like, kill this motherfucker, hang him in the streets.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
People are so fucking stupid. Like, oh my God, I deal with it at work.
The running theme of this show.
I deal with it at work. These fucking customers come up and they get a fucking gallon of milk, and the gallon of milk's like $5, and they're like, "Thanks, Biden." Fucking Joe Biden. I had a customer one time. He's like, "Fucking, I hate him." And then he turned to the customers behind him in line and went, "Yeah, I said it. I hate Joe Biden. I hope he dies. Actually, I don't hope that, because I'm a Christian." And I was just looking at him like, "Yeah, here's your beer, sir. Have a good night."
Yeah. Here's your beer you're going to drink at 10:30 in the morning. Go home. Go to your trailer. Get drunk and beat your wife. But no, like, I don't necessarily like Biden either. Like,
me neither, but I know that, like, the economy going to shit's not all his fault.
No. I mean, my thing about it, I'm not on either side of the discussion. I hate politicians in general. Because the Republicans say, fuck the working class, we're not giving them what they need. You know, we're not doing health care, we're not lowering gas, we're not doing anything that would help anybody. The Democrats say, well, we want to help people, but, you know, the Republicans would just vote it down, so we're just not going to do it. Like, they're all the fucking same. It's all the fucking rich people. Like,
what's amazing to me,
let's feed rich people to tigers. Like,
I'll take it another step. Republicans really like rich people.
Yeah.
Democrats really like poor people.
Yeah.
There is no one who likes the middle. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the middle class, us normal folks that like live, paycheck to paycheck. All I guess I would probably technically be considered poor, but you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
I think actually I don't think I am poor. I think it's if you make $10,000 or less a year, that would be considered poverty. But there's no one looking out for us. It's all either tax breaks for the rich. Or, and don't get me wrong, this is going to make it sound like I would much rather give to the poor than feed the rich.
Oh, for sure.
Let me go ahead and clarify that.
I don't think Walmart should get corporate welfare when their employees they're paying are having to get actual welfare.
Yeah.
Like, that's bullshit.
Jeff Bezos shouldn't have to not pay taxes, period.
Yeah.
Like, there's nowhere else to go with that sentence. That motherfucker should pay taxes.
This is why I say a flat tax would be the best thing to ever happen to this country. Say you have a flat, I'm going to make the math easy, 10% taxes. You pay 10% in taxes, flat rate, no returns, no deductions, no nothing. If you make this amount of money, you pay 10% of it. So if you make $5,000 a month, you pay $500 a month in taxes. The $4,500 is yours to do with as you please. People like Jeff Bezos and companies like Amazon and Tesla and Walmart would not be able to get around paying those taxes. If they make $1 billion this year, they got to pay 10% of that to their fucking taxes.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts. But that's the problem. They're not going to do that because then the rich people have to pay their share. But that shit is fair as fuck because if you make $10,000 this year, you're going to pay $1,000 in taxes. You make $100,000 this year, you're going to pay $10,000 in taxes. You make $100 million this year, you're going to pay $10 million in taxes. It's fair. No matter what you make or don't make, or how little or how much you make, you pay the same percentage of that income in taxes.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And yeah. Was it Bezos that they said that like he could give every adult 18 and over like $1 million each in the United States and it would not put a dent in his fucking money?
Oh yeah.
That's insane, dude.
Yep.
Pay some fucking taxes. Jeff Bezos could single-handedly fix all of the roads that have potholes.
Yep.
With his bank account.
Dude, what pisses me off is more than that is these fucking mega churches that are making hundreds of millions of dollars a year and not paying taxes on it.
Oh, like what's his face?
Joel Osteen. Yeah, fuck him.
And the other one.
If Christianity is real, Joel Osteen is the literal devil. He is the actual devil, and he's laughing at everybody who's supporting him. My rule, I say religious tax exemption. First off, there's supposed to be separation of church and state, right? Why ain't that separated at tax time?
Yeah.
You're making money, you should be paying taxes on it.
Now, but I would even be okay with a limit on that. Like small-time churches.
That's what I'm getting to is like, if you want religious tax exemption, it should be religious tax exemption up to $100,000 a year. If you once you make $100,000 at your church, everything past that you need to pay normal taxes on. Because most small churches probably don't even make that much. They'd be perfectly fine.
Creep near that, yeah.
But you got these dickheads like Joel Osteen making millions, probably hundreds of millions of dollars a year, putting the shit right in his fucking pocket. And then when his fucking city floods and the people he's supposed to be taking care of need his help, he locks the fucking doors. Claims, oh, well, the lower levels of the parking garage were flooded, so it wasn't safe to let people into this, 6 million square foot building that we have. Like, they're out here floating on doors and shit. Yeah.
He's a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So that's review bombing 101.
Yeah. Back to review bombing. Yeah. Like, it happens, and sometimes it's shitty. Like, what was the one? There was a movie or a game or something that came out that people were like, they were pissed that like something happened or something didn't happen. And so they just review bombed the shit out of it because they didn't get their way, basically. That's bullshit.
Yeah. No, I agree. I wish I could remember what you were talking about because I have a vague memory of what you're...
Like, I remember it happening, but the details escape me.
And like I said, I remember that game Devotion or whatever it was called with the it had the joke about the Chinese or leader, and that caused the whole fucking thing. But yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Review bombing is stupid, but it's just not what's happening with this Velma show. And it just irked me that all of these articles I was seeing were calling it review bombing. And I'm like, no, that's not what that is, because everybody agrees. Like, there's
sometimes shit's just bad. Sometimes you swing and you miss.
And I wasn't the only one, because in the comment section on one of the things on Facebook, when I was scrolling through the comments, somebody was like, oh, so we're just calling anything review bombing now, huh?
Yeah. It's like Warner Brothers put a bunch of money into it, and it didn't do good, so they're just going to say, oh, well, it's just review bombing. It's not bad. It's just review bombing. Like, I saw a thing about, the whole phase of quiet quitting. It's like you don't quit your job, but you just do the bare minimum to get by. I call that working. I call that working. Like,
I shared a thing on Facebook that has to do with that. Continue.
Like there's a new one now about, I forget what they call it, but it's about, if you're working at a job, but you're applying to other jobs that would pay you more or have a better schedule, there's some negative name that they've applied to that. It's like, no, that's called it bettering yourself. Trying to better your situation in life. But like they said, it's these fucking employers that want to pay you shit and work you to death that are out here trying to make it seem like it's bad to do these things.
Here's this thing that I shared real quick. Being good at your job often attracts more work. It's called, quote, performance punishment, and it's a dangerous game for leaders. Overworking your high performers to avoid growing your underperformers is a fast track to disaster. It breeds resentment. Good people will leave, and poor performers will not learn. Be very careful of the behaviors and standards we reward. And I shared that like 3 times on Facebook so far because I can relate to that.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
And it happens because, like you said, a lot of these HR people don't want to fire people because they don't want to be the bad guy. So they're like, well, I told Trevor to do this, but he's not doing it. But, every time I talk to him, he gives me attitude and stuff. But Dalton's a really good worker, and he doesn't ever complain when I tell him to do so. So I'll just get him to do it because he won't give me any flack. And like, it happens everywhere. My thing as a boss is I don't expect anything out of you except the bare minimum to get your job done. If you're getting your job done and shit's taken care of, that's fine by me. But if you're not doing what I tell you to do, I'm gonna fucking chew your ass out. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, you get paid to do a job. If you're not okay with your rate of pay, you're not okay with the responsibilities of your job, whatever it is, there's a fucking door. Go somewhere else. You're not going to come in here into whatever business I'm running and fucking stand around. If anybody's going to get paid to stand around and I'm the boss, it's going to fucking be me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But like, I'm the easiest person in the world to get along with as long as you do the bare fucking minimum job you have to do. I say, hey, sweep the floors, and you sweep the floors and they're clean. I'm not going to be like, well, you missed this one spot under this shelf where nobody can see. I'm not going to fucking care.
Well, I think this is more saying like, so say you had 2 employees and one employee is better than the other, and you just dump all of the work on the employee that's better.
That's what I'm saying, because you don't want to have to deal with the other person.
Yeah.
Me as a boss, I'm going to go to the other person and be like, you need to shape up or ship out.
Gotcha.
Like, I'm going to be like, dude, Dalton's running fucking circles around you. If you can't do your job, I'm going to find somebody that can. Like, that's me as a boss. But like you said, 90% of the people in charge nowadays don't want to be confrontational. So they're just going to say, well, Dalton's a hard worker, and Tony's lazy and he doesn't really do shit, but I don't really feel like having to mess with him, so I'm just going to get Dalton to do this.
And that's non-confrontational. Well, I'll tell you what, my boss is not non-confrontational. She will pull somebody the fuck aside if she needs to, but that's few and far between.
Yeah.
The main reason is corporations do not want to pay you unemployment.
Yep.
Do not. So, like, for example, when I worked at Harvey's, I really pissed off the lady who was in charge of scheduling. Yeah. Like, really. Me and her got into it, and I let her have it, right? And I found that the next week, I went from having 32 hours a week to the next week I had 12 hours.
Yep.
The next week I had 4 hours. The next week I had 4 hours. The next week I had 4 hours. And I knew what they were doing. Did I quit? No, I worked my 1 4-hour shift a week and then enjoyed the rest of my time off. Because back then, I didn't need fucking money.
Yep. And that's the thing. That's what they should call quiet firing. Like, they don't want to fire you.
Exactly what I was about to say.
They don't want to fire you and give you unemployment. They want to piss you off so much that you quit. There's a thing they did in Japan. I don't know if they still do it. But I remember reading about it where if you worked at whatever places in Japan, if you weren't pulling your weight, you weren't doing your job, when you came to work, they would send you to this room and just have you sit there for your 8-hour shift. And the way it worked was that was disgraceful to you. It was dishonorable. And you would quit the job instead of doing that. And I was like, that would never fucking work in America. Because these motherfuckers be like, I get paid and I ain't got to do shit. I'll fucking show up and go to sleep for 8 hours and go back home. Like, these motherfuckers would not, nobody in America cares about being honorable.
No.
Yeah.
Not in the slightest, bro. And that's the thing, man. America, like, as much as they want to preach about that this is the greatest country in the world, and don't get me wrong. In a lot of ways it is.
I disagree, but...
Oh, I'm not saying in all the ways that they claim. I'm just saying in a lot of ways this is a good country.
Entertainment, accessibility of guns and illegal drugs.
And government not trying to cut our heads off.
No, because pretty much every first world country has that better than we do.
You know what I'm saying. Anyway,
what was
you know
it,
what I'm
Sweden,
saying.
where they took all the bankers and threw them in jail during the housing crisis?
I think that was Sweden.
Finland or Sweden or somewhere.
It was either Sweden or Switzerland, one of the two.
Whereas in America, they gave them tax money to bail them out.
Yeah. But in a lot of ways, dude, America is like not the country that it thinks it is.
Duh.
And it's just amazing. It's like, have you ever heard the song Dollhouse by Melanie Martinez?
Possibly.
So I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but it's like, places, places, get in your places, put on your dress and throw on your doll faces. Everyone thinks that we're perfect. Please don't let them look through the curtain. Picture, picture, smile for the picture. Pose with your brother, won't you be a good sister? Everyone thinks that we're perfect. Like, and it's
basically a song about social media.
It's like, well, yeah, social media. It's about
people
how
on social media,
people at church putting on the facades and they go home and beat their wives. Like, you know, there's a lot of things that song could be related to, but it makes me think of the country where it's like we promote ourselves as the land of the free, home of the brave, and all of this type of stuff, and it's just become something else.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but capitalism has destroyed what it once built.
Dude, the thing I saw about that guy, I know you've seen his TikToks. He's the dude that does the TikToks about like working at IKEA. Where it'd be like, well, I'm never shopping here again. He's like, good. I never want to see you again. Don't ever come back. You think it bothered? He did it.
Mustache ever.
And he said, like, you know, whatever the term they were using to talk about people applying for other jobs while having a job. He's like, I can see a future where headline reads, teenagers no longer volunteering for Hunger Games because of new TikTok trend called wanting to live. And it's like, that's how it's going to be.
Oh, that was fun. I laughed some phlegm up.
Dude, if COVID did anything good for this country, it taught a lot of people that breaking your back for $8 an hour isn't worth it.
Yeah.
Like, there are very few places now that are paying minimum wage anymore.
Unfortunately, though, at the exact same time, and this is capitalism at its finest, COVID also proved to companies that they can charge whatever the fuck they want for stuff and we will pay it.
True.
Because think about all of the companies that's post-COVID, now everything's gone back to normal. Prices have not gone back to normal.
Nope.
And companies are like crying foul about having to cut people and fire all these people, yet they're reporting record profit.
Yep.
And no one sees the fucked upness of that. Sorry, I'm stoned and I don't feel good, but just none of these government people, because I mean, I understand all of their pockets are lined with big corporations' money.
Oh yeah.
So
they don't care because they're getting theirs. Michael
Jackson wrote that song fucking years ago. Now, obviously, the connotation of when he wrote it was a bit different, but we can apply it to the situation now. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to change my song of the week, which we'll get to that. But actually, no, let's do that right now before I forget, and then we'll go into our other last topic. So I'm going to change my song of the week. So there's a band called Beast in Black.
Yeah.
Right? And they covered that song, They Don't Care About Us. And that's my song of the week. Fuck big corporation.
And my song of the week is along the same lines, kind of. I sent it to you, which I'm sure you didn't listen to it.
I have not yet, no, but I will listen to it tonight. I promise.
I'm trying to look up the lyrics.
Because you told me I would actually enjoy it.
So the song is called Employment Cost by Ro Capara. Starts off with, my dad's condom broke in 97. Now I exist so I can pay bills and have crippling depression. They said, congrats on being born. Now get a job, you lazy capitalist whore. They say they care if you live or die, but they just need your labor. It's all a lie. I live to work. My dreams got shot. And if I kill myself, it's an employment cost.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, dude. Is that rap?
No, it's sort of kind of like pop almost.
Okay.
It's a pretty good song. I just heard it randomly on Spotify and I was like, wait a minute. I listened to it again. I was like, damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I always like I'm intrigued by the story that he's weaving with that. So that's, yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's definitely a song worth listening to.
So this next topic that we have actually leads well into...
Kind of a community question too.
Yeah, so it leads well into the segues into the community questions. I believe it was Adam tagged us in this.
I think it was Adam. You sent me a
Facebook
screenshot of it.
And it was your journey into video games. I did send you a screenshot. Let me go look at the screenshot.
Yeah, you sent me one on Facebook. It's basically asking, like, the way I understood it was, I'm randomly liking old messages.
Okay, yeah. What was your first system to
like
what you're playing now?
System? Yeah, what systems did you have up to now? So for me, I started with, I want to say the first system I actually played was, I got an NES when I was like 4. This was 1990. And I played the shit out of that, but then we found my dad's old Atari 2600, and we played the shit out of that too. So I went from there. I did not get a Super Nintendo. I got a Sega Genesis. I want to say before that, I think the Game Boy came before that. So I got the Game Boy. Got a Sega Genesis, Game Boy Color. From there, my uncle gave us an N64 for Christmas one year. Never had any PlayStations. Went from N64. My brother won a GameCube, and that, like, you remember the end of the school year, they would have that assembly and they would raffle off a bunch of prizes and stuff. Did y'all have that? So my brother won a GameCube. He didn't really play video games though, so he gave it to me.
Fuck, we never had anything like that. Ours was like, you got like candy and stuff.
A pencil.
And pencils and a bookmarker.
He got a GameCube and the indigo purple GameCube. So I had that, and I also got an Xbox for Christmas. So I had GameCube, then Xbox. Went from that to, had a 360 and a Wii. I never really played the Wii that much. I played like Wii Sports, and that's pretty much it, because I was a quote-unquote true gamer, so I played more on the 360 than the Wii. 360 to Xbox One to One X. Then I finally got the first ever new PlayStation I ever had, was a PS4 Pro Spider-Man edition. Bought that because I wanted to play Spider-Man and God of War. Then Switch, Series X, PS5. Or no, PS5, then Series X. So, I borrowed my friend's like PS2 back in the day and played that. And I remember somehow coming across a PS1 and playing like Driver and Driver 2. That was pretty much it. And Gran Turismo. That was pretty much all I played on that.
So I think mine goes Sega Master System and NES, straight to a PlayStation. But no, I'm sorry, Sega Master System, NES, and then somewhere in there I got a Game Gear. Then I got a PlayStation. Then I got a Game Boy Color. Then I got a Game Boy Advance. I got a PS2. Then my PS2 died. I got another PS2, and I got an Xbox. Then Xbox 360s and PS3s came out, and the 360s were way cheaper. So we got a 360. So we played on 360 for a long time. I didn't get a PS3 for a long time. And then we got a PS3, and then we got PS4, and then I got my computer, and that's where we're at. And I have a Switch. And then I also like nowadays it's kind of weird because now it's like my journey would have been like PS4, PSP, Nintendo 3DS, Super Nintendo, Genesis, like all these things that I've collected since then.
I did end up with an original DS, and then I got a 3DS, and then like the new 3DS XL.
Yeah,
and I did
2DS XL.
Sometime in the mid '90s. We did get a computer for the house, and I played a lot of computer games. But
yeah, I did have.
Never like my pure source of gaming. It was always kind of a side thing.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of count my PC as being a newer one because I always had a computer to play games on, be it Counter-Strike or pinball or like a laptop playing World of Warcraft or something like that. But really,
Sierra games and stuff.
Yeah.
I had Full Throttle.
I had Flat Out, which is a racing game.
Oh yeah.
And then I got my Counter-Strikes. There's a few of those games I had. Search and Rescue, Bumper Wars, Revolt, which was actually Revolt's awesome. If anybody can ever find a copy of that, like on Good Old Games or anything like that, you should check it out. It's sweet. It's a little racer where you're playing this little RC cars.
Fucking awesome, yeah.
Revolt's great, dude.
Yeah. I'll tell you what game I tried recently, and it's actually a lot of fun. The new Hot Wheels game. I think it's Unleashed.
Oh, bro, I've been eyeing that because
that's actually a lot of fun.
I love Hot Wheels when I was growing up. I loved making the tracks and stuff. So to be able to race on tracks that look like that, like I know the Horizon games do.
You're doing full fucking loop-de-loops and all kinds of shit.
Yeah. I always thought that the Horizon or the Forza Horizon DLCs where they did the Hot Wheels stuff was always super cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. These are like legit Hot Wheels, though, like metal windows, like the works. Like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty fucking cool because, like, you can... Basically, you have a house and you can like decorate the house how you want, and then like you unlock or you get coins like unlock blind boxes to buy new cars and stuff. It's pretty neat. I played a little bit of it for a night, and then I started playing Persona, and I guess I'm like 7 hours into that, so I got a long ways to go.
Yeah.
I don't want to say spoilers because I know there's people listening who haven't played it yet, but I'm at like looking for the treasure in the first palace, I think. I'll tell you off air where I'm at. So
okay.
I won't say too much and spoil it for people who haven't played it.
I know a general area where you're at, but yeah, we can talk about that off air.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I guess let's just move into the community questions. On a scale of 1 to Jeff's balls, how big are Tom Cruise's testicles? And that comes in from Jeff.
I mean, Jeff, why are you only limiting the scale of 1 to 2? Ball joke.
The mythos behind Jeff's balls is that they are absolutely enormous.
Yeah, he's got the Randy microwave testicles.
Yeah, he's got the Randy microwave
bouncing
balls
around on them. I don't think his balls are that big. I think he's compensating by being a crazy action star. I think he probably has a small dingling.
On a scale of 1 to Jeff's balls, I'm gonna give Tom Cruise's testicles probably like let's give him a 4.5. He's got to at least have a little bit of a nuts to go live on TV on Oprah and act like a fucking madman.
Well, he's a Scientologist, so that shit kind of just comes with the territory.
That's true. You know, the idea behind Scientology is cool.
I'm not coming out the closet, so you can just
like,
go away.
that we're here because of aliens and shit, but like the fact that they're like, oh, would you like to become a higher member of the church? We're going to need $10 million. That's just fucked up.
Dude, it's a religion based, or it's a religion made up by a science fiction writer.
Like, I know. which makes it really cool.
Fucking
but
horseshit. It's fucking horseshit. And like you said, the biggest horseshit factor of it is that you have to pay to be a part of it.
Yeah.
That's fucking horseshit.
But like the story of Scientology, like what they believe is real, is a great story.
I mean, yeah, because it was written by a science fiction author. So it's a cool science fiction story.
It's like the Bible has some cool stories.
Yeah.
You ever think that like I'm sure there's Christians out there, and sorry if you're a Christian, I don't mean any offense by this, but like if you're like, there's like Christians out there who will be like, isn't it just silly that these Scientologists believe this nonsense that somebody just wrote down in a book?
Yeah.
Like it's just like they just have this conversation and just unironically have this conversation without realizing that they could say the same thing about themselves.
Dude, I was told once by a Christian that the Bible was legit because it had been around for thousands of years and it hadn't changed. And I was like, first off, it's been changed a lot in the thousands of years. I was like, and second off, are you telling me that 1,500 years from now, Harry Potter will be a god because he had a series of books written about him and they hadn't changed that much in 1,500 years? Like,
holy shit, bro. We should start like the Church of Potter.
The Church of the Fawns.
Who would fucking stop us? Yeah, exactly. Can I get an A?
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't have to pay taxes, so.
So the next question on the list is, what is your favorite John Carpenter flick? And that comes in from Dane.
I got to do some research.
I know he did The Thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the good old IMDb.
So, my answer for you, Dane, is probably Escape from New York. But I'm going to look at some of his other stuff because I know he also did like Halloween, and he also did, I think he did some of the newer Halloweens too. But
I think so. God damn it. My phone's not agreeing with me tonight. Let's see.
He did The Fog. He did Halloween, Escape from New York. He did They Live. Oh, They Live's great. With Roddy Piper.
Oh, yeah.
I came here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
Let's see.
The Puppet Man, The Thing, Village of the Damned, The Silence of the Hams.
He did Assault on Precinct 13. That was a pretty good movie.
Big Trouble in Little China, Starman, The Fog, Dark Star. Yeah. So I'm still gonna go with Escape from New York.
I'm gonna go with Halloween. I think that's probably the best one to me. With They Live being a close second.
Yeah, They Live is also my close second. All right, so here's another one from Dane. Given the option, would you rather watch Alien or Aliens?
That's a tough one for me because it depends on my mood. Because those movies are night and day different.
Well, Alien is a horror movie and Aliens is an action flick, right?
Alien is a psychological horror thriller. I would say even it's more of a thriller than a straight out horror.
Okay.
It's psychological. Whereas, like you said, Aliens is a straight up action flick. It's soldiers with big guns against aliens. And so it kind of depends. Like, if I had to, gun to my head, I had to pick a favorite, I'd probably pick Aliens over Alien. But they're both phenomenal movies.
See, I'm going to go the opposite. Like, if I had to pick between the two of them, I think I would rather watch Alien. But again, I'm not the action flick guy.
Yeah. See, I like action, and I love it's like, game over, man. Game over.
Game over, man. Game over.
But no, Alien and Aliens are cinematic brilliance. They're both amazing movies.
I love when I don't pre-read questions before we do the show. What? This one's from Dane. What did you call your penis as a small child? Dane called his P-worm. He no longer knows if it was his idea or not. So if I remember correctly, mine was my wee-wee.
Yeah. PP or wee-wee, probably.
Yeah, and I always thought the word penis is weird. I still don't like the word penis.
I like weenus better.
Well, weenus is your elbow, though.
I call my dick my weenus sometimes.
But, like, penis just sounds too clinical. Yeah, like, you're not going to look a girl in the face and be like, suck my penis.
I think I have done that before.
Like,
stick my
like if
balls
Megan just
in your
looked at me,
mouth.
she's going to do this too because I'm saying it, she's going to hear this. But, like, if Megan just looked me in the fucking eyes and was like, I'm going to suck your penis, I would just laugh because it'd be
Take
fucking
out your
funny.
penis.
Take out your penis and put it in my mouth. Like, no, man, it's like, come on. In that
Take out your
situation,
phallus.
your phallic object, place it upon my oral orifice. Let me suck your dick. Oh man. So yeah, I think wee wee was mine.
Yeah, it was wee wee or pee pee.
Or I always thought tallywhacker was hilarious.
Yeah, tallywhacker was a fucking hilarious word.
What is your go-to game with a standard deck of playing cards? And is there a strip variant of the rules? That comes in from Dane.
For me, it'd probably be either Texas Hold'em or Blackjack.
I'm also a big fan of Blackjack.
I mean, there's a strip variation of everything in life.
My grandparents played this card game. It's some sort of variation on rummy, but it's not gin rummy. It's like some other kind of rummy, but it's really a good card game though. I do not know if there's a strip version of it. Haven't ever played it with my grandparents. Hope that they've never played it with their friends, but
Probably
hey, you know what? If that makes them happy, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But
just remember, every person on this planet, whether their own or someone else's, has fingered a vagina before.
oh yeah. Well, obviously my grandparents have had sex at least twice because I have my mom and my uncle. But I will never forget. There is a memory burned into my two things I'm about to bring up here that are just odd, right? Burned into my brain. One with my grandparents. One is we're coming home from somewhere and my friend's mom shows this meme. It was a meme before a meme, right? It was like the early days of memes. And it was talking about a new Guitar Hero style game for porn. And here's the controller. And it looked like a dick, right? It was just like a fucking dildo.
Yeah.
And my grandma goes, that looks like John L., which is my grandpa. And my Christine, who's the woman, was like, said something. And my grandma goes, when he's hard, that looks just like him. And I was like within earshot. And I went, Jesus fucking Christ, I don't want to hear that. And I walked away. And she was all embarrassed because she didn't realize that I was like within earshot. But the other thing. Now, let me go ahead and preface this by my grandma is the type of person who will compliment you to try to make you have a good day, right?
Oh yeah.
So I get a phone call from her the other day and she leaves me a voicemail and she's like, you sure do have a sexy voice, honey. Well, I hope you have a good day today and I love you. I'm like, all right, that's a little weird, but whatever. So then she calls me again like a week or two ago and I picked up and I was like, hello? She's like, hey, honey, it's grandma. I'm like, hey, grandma, how are you doing today? I'm doing good, honey. You have such a sexy voice. She's like, you do. I bet the girls love it. Well, I love you, sweetie. I just wanted to call you, tell you I love you, and I hope you have a good day today. And I'm like, oh, I love you too, grandma. Okay, bye-bye. She hangs up, and I'm just like, I wish she would pick any other word. You have such a deep voice. You have such a deep, commanding voice. Having my grandmother tell me that my voice is sexy is odd. Even though I know she doesn't mean it in that connotation. Do you know what I'm saying? It's still odd.
You hope she doesn't mean it in that connotation.
No, I know my grandma well enough to know that she's not that weird.
Do we ever really know that anybody is not that weird?
I would like to think that my grandmother is not that weird. But yeah, just odd. Just odd. So I don't know if there's a strip variant to the game that they play.
Spades is a fun one if you have 4 people.
Dane's next question. Shout out to Dane because he gave us a lot of questions this week. What is making that sound in his closet?
It was Dalton. That's why we couldn't record last week. He was hiding in your closet, jerking off.
Hey, mama. Oh, mama. Hey, mama.
He was playing
mama.
Penis Hero in your closet.
Cock penis here. Penero. I think it was the one-eyed, one-armed, flying purple people eater because you were asking questions about him and you brought attention to him and he doesn't like when people bring attention to him. So now luckily I don't have a closet. So if he comes into my room, he's just going to be either chilling, we're going to fight, or he's going to kill me. One of the 3 things. So let's see. In a zombie apocalypse, you have made a pilgrimage to the... Oh, sorry. Take 2. In a zombie apocalypse, you have made it You've made a pilgrimage to the real doll factory to avoid fucking a zombie. Do you go for the deluxe model with all the bells and whistles, or just a torso of one and a half assembled for the sake of mobility? That comes in from Dane.
I don't think I would take one with me. I think I would fortify the factory.
Set up camp
there.
there.
Set up camp. Fuck one until it was worn out. Get it all out of my system, and then just move on.
I would do that same exact thing, except I would leave one outside, bent over, and spread open. And I would watch it every day for entertainment. I would watch zombies try to eat it, and I would make a bet with myself, okay, how many days until one of the zombies tries to fuck that thing? And then I would watch a zombie fuck that real doll.
And break his dick off in it.
I don't know how I would feel about that. Would be fucking hilarious.
See, the thing though, zombies are attracted to like human scent and sound and stuff, so I don't think they would go for it.
So that might be why they wouldn't eat it. But
what you have to do is you have to go out there and jizz on its back to put a little human DNA into the mix.
What if, dude, I'm saying though, like, what if the innate primal urge of a man to fuck a bent over woman just... There's like a shred of humanity left in this fucking zombie. I don't think that's there
anymore.
I think it depends on the canonical zombie we're talking about.
What would be funnier...
Because there's a whole zombie love movie.
What would be funnier is if you raw dogged the love doll, came inside it, and then put it outside bent over. Some zombie came up, smelled your DNA inside the doll's vagina, and started trying to eat its vagina. So you get to sit there and watch a zombie go down on a real doll to get to your cum.
Jesus Christ. I just want to watch one fuck. You want to watch one fucking
But they're not going to fuck.
You don't know that.
It's
a complete hypothetical situation that they don't even exist. I think zombies fuck all the time. And I'm dying on that hill. Zombies fuck all the time.
Because zombies are real in the animal kingdom.
And then they push out more zombie babies, and those zombie babies fuck other zombie babies, and there's just it just keeps going, and there's lots of fucking in the zombie
like Russian nesting dolls of zombies.
Yes,
they just keep getting smaller and smaller.
And eventually there's cockroach zombies that are eating your dick while you're asleep, and everyone's in trouble. And it's trademark Yavs Pod, because sci-fi is not stealing this fucking idea.
I don't want that trademark.
Too late. Follow up to the closet question. Door just opened. Am I sleep deprived, tripping balls, or in mortal danger? And this is from Dane.
Probably all three.
So if it's me jerking off, like he said, you're probably just sleep deprived. It's okay. Go back to sleep. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Don't pay attention to that wet sound slapping against the floor.
If it's the one-eyed, one-armed, flame purple people eater, then it might be a combination of the last two. It's tripping balls and you're in mortal danger. Because he does eat people. That is his thing. He's purple and he eats people.
Yeah.
All right. So this next one comes in from Adam. If you could go back in time and stop someone evil, but you had to kill them as a baby, would you do it? This is a classic question.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. You know how easy it would be to kill a baby?
Hell yeah. Like, I know it's the whole, like, ethical ramifications of killing a baby, but I don't fucking care.
Here's the thing. You know what that baby's going to do eventually.
Yeah. He's going to become the 45th president of the United States.
Yes, bitch.
I know everybody's thinking like Putin, like, Hitler.
Here's the thing about that situation where people say that you're going to look at this baby and be like, oh, well, how could you kill a baby? Well, here's the thing. You know what that baby's going to do. So while you're looking at this baby and you're like, yeah, this is a cute baby that is going to murder millions of people.
Yep.
No matter what, there's nothing you can do to change that. Like, are you going to stay in the past and try to raise him right? Because then, it's not you. It would be easier than people think, I think.
I have a hypothetical but I don't know if I should say it because it could be really insensitive. So
Skip ahead 5 minutes if you don't want to hear something super insensitive.
Let me frame this as where I came to this. So I'm going to go back in time. Hitler's a little baby in his little bassinet in Austria, right? You can't just walk in and fucking stab him or some shit. You're going to wake his parents up, blah, blah, blah. You're going to go to jail for killing a baby, whatever. So you got to come in. You got to put a pillow over his little baby head, smother him out. And then take the pillow, you leave. SIDS. Baby died from SIDS. So my fucked up brain, please don't take offense to this, anybody who's listening, said, what if SIDS is actually people from the future coming back and killing evil babies? Hypothetical. If you have a baby who died from SIDS, I'm terribly sorry. I don't mean to offend you. This is all for comedy's sake. But what if?
But what if?
What if?
What if?
Like there's that's scary as fuck. There's just a disease that just kills babies and nobody knows why. It's just sudden infant death syndrome. Your kid just suddenly died.
I will match your energy and say that when you talked about going back, when you brought up, obviously everybody always brings up baby Hitler.
Yeah.
I would go back in time, crawl over his bassinet, spread my cheeks and plant my ass down on that baby's face and welcome him to a gas chamber like he has never experienced before in his motherfucking life, and just start ripping farts until that motherfucker suffocates in my ass breath because
fucking Yokozuna his ass.
Goddamn right. Give him that Rikishi stink face all day till he takes his last breath of my ass wind.
What if he bites you? What if he gums your butthole? What if he gums your butthole?
I mean, whatever. I've had other people lick my ass.
Boner and start questioning your life.
Nah, come on. Let's not go that far. We're always talking about gas chambering babies here. We don't need to talk about boners.
This is the most fucked up thing. Holy shit. We should we're getting fucking canceled after this
Adam,
episode.
what have you done? We haven't even gotten the Blue Chew sponsorship yet. And it's already gone.
It's already gone. Nobody's going to listen to this shit anymore.
So
I'm hypothesizing that your child who died from a horrible, unexplainable death was going to grow up to be Hitler 2.0, and someone came from the future and murked him as a baby. Like, Dalton's literally talking about suffocating a baby with his ass cheeks. Like, literally just stuffing the baby's head up his asshole and just letting its fucking little body wriggle until it stops.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what if it crawls up inside you?
then that baby will forever be known as Lemmy Winks.
Jesus Christ, we're going to hell for this.
Lord, I apologize.
It was nice. I was hoping we'd get to at least a year. Yeah, fun, but I don't think we're going to be able to do anything else after this.
Oh, my God. Okay, so moving on from that. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Adam. You got us canceled.
Another question from Adam. Jeremy, which Australian animal would you most want to fight and least want to fight?
So I'll say he also did one for you, but why can't I cuddle the animals? I want to cuddle the animals too.
Bullshit. You were always talking about you want to fight whatever animal we're talking about.
I'm not saying I want to fight them. I'm saying I could fight them. I don't think I would want to fight a platypus because they have venomous claws and you got to fight them in the water. That just seems unsafe.
Okay.
I think I could probably take...
You better not say a roo. Because a roo would beat the fuck out of you.
Roos are fucking nasty.
It would beat the shit out of me and you at the same time and then drag us to a lake and drown us.
I don't really want to fight any of the Australian animals, though. I like them. Like, I don't want to fight a wallaby. They're fucking adorable.
Fucking kick a koala.
Yeah. Fucking koalas are adorable. I want to snuggle with them and get their fucking...
Get chlamydia?
Syphilis. Yeah, they're chlamydia.
Chlamydia.
Dude, I don't know if I talked about this on the show, but this is a hypothetical I ran past some friends of mine.
Oh, Lord.
Say you and Megan are a thing.
Okay.
For some reason, you have to go to Australia. Adam flies you out to do something, whatever. You go to Australia for like 2 weeks, right? You come back, you miss Megan, she missed you. Fuck like rabbits. Like 3-4 days later, Megan's cooter starts to itch. She goes check doctor, see what's going on. Doctor's like, you got chlamydia. She comes to you, says, Dalton, what the fuck did you do in Australia? You gave me chlamydia. How hard is it going to be to convince her that you got chlamydia from fucking snuggling up with a koala and that you didn't actually fuck some nasty Australian chick while you were down there?
That would probably be very hard to convince her if I wasn't visiting Adam.
Yeah.
Because I would immediately tell Adam to video call me as soon as he wakes up.
Yeah.
And be like, no, we'll solve this. We will solve this. We have to wait till like 1 o'clock in the morning, but we will fucking solve this.
You video call Adam. And it's like, you're like, Adam, please tell Megan where I got chlamydia. And he's like,
oh, those fucking whores?
Fuck, mate. Was it at that strip club we went to? You're like, no, it was the koalas. He said, what fucking koalas?
You fucked a koala?
Yeah.
Damn, son, I knew you were drunk. I didn't think you're that fucking drunk.
Oh,
Adam,
man.
I don't think you talk like that, by the way. I know you don't talk like that. Actually, I edit your show. I did edit his show. He is actually trying to take that on himself now, and I'm very proud of him.
Oh, nice. I'm not going to do that. You're going to have to keep editing this show.
This motherfucker.
I'm just the talent. I just show up.
You are. Did I mention that talent gets 30% of the Patreon revenue?
No. If anything, the talent gets paid more than the behind the scenes.
Fuck that.
You think the person editing Avengers gets paid more than Chris Evans?
No, but here's the thing. In total, of all the editors, see, I am the royal editor, the royal we.
They probably still don't make as much as Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans.
And that's capitalism for you, 101.
That's capitalism. That's America for you.
Well, this podcast is run out of outer space and in outer space. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So
I write the show notes. Do the
which
Photoshop.
Australian... Fair enough. Which Australian animal would I least like to cuddle and most like to cuddle? I would least like to cuddle anything venomous that it could bite me.
Any of the snakes.
Any snakes. Any
Most of the
lizards.
spiders.
Keep me away from a monitor lizard or any of that shit.
Yeah.
Komodo dragons.
I don't want to cuddle any of that shit.
Most like to cuddle? Maybe
Fucking
like a
koala
wallaby.
bear. Fucking koala. I don't care. I'll take the chlamydia.
Or
I
a
can
koala.
Get fucking penicillin.
Do they have sloths over there? I love a sloth.
I don't think
I think that's
so.
more of a South American thing.
I think so. Sloths look really fucking like dirty all the time. I don't know that I want to cuddle one because they always look so fucking dirty.
Because they move so slow, they get algae on them and stuff.
Yeah, it's fucking gross looking. Take a bath.
Well, dude, obviously, I would cuddle one that's like been cleaned. But anyway, I think like a wallaby, maybe like a small kangaroo.
I thought about getting a wallaby as a pet. You can do that here in America, the land of the free.
You name it Rocco?
I thought about it, but it feels a little on the nose.
I mean, you own a fucking wallaby. That's a little on the nose itself.
Oh, there was a name I wanted for it, and I can't remember.
Dude, Wallace. Wallace Wallaby. His name's fucking Wallace Wallaby.
Yeah, it's not Wallace, it's Wallace.
Wallace. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be Australian.
Wallace.
Yeah.
Wallace. You can call him Wally Wallaby. Fuck yeah. Trademark. That's a cartoon, son.
Yeah, I was going to get one. You have to build a fence because they can jump like 6 feet. So you have to have a pretty good fence. Just keep them inside for like the first year, and then they get too rambunctious. You got to put them outside. You got to build them like a heated and cooled shed and all that stuff. But yeah, I was going to get one, just fucking put him in a little root pouch and carry him around with me to stores and shit. Call him my emotional support wallaby.
Well, that would be cool. I'll give you that.
Dude, nothing would get you more chicks than having something like a wallaby in a little
I
root
knew
pouch.
that was where this was going.
Like, dude, women will come and fucking want to talk to you. Or if you have a monkey. Like, everybody loves monkeys. But did you know that... Because I did extensive research on getting a pet monkey because I've always loved them. It's not safe to take them around in the public and let people like pet them and play with them, because they can contract human diseases, viruses, and a lot of shit like common cold and stuff that's just sucks for us can actually kill them.
Yeah, then that would be fucking awful.
Yeah.
There used to be somebody that would come in that had a lemur.
Oh, nice.
And that motherfucker would just walk around the cart and hang out. I got on my shoulder one day and was just chilling. It was super cool. It was always fun to watch little kids walk up to the cart with the lemur, because it would like hang off the side and then like hang his head upside down and look at him, and the kids would just freak out because they were like, "Oh my god, it's a lemur!
Oh my god!"
And this thing's like,
King Julian.
"Hi, I'm Zaboomafoo," even though it wasn't Zaboomafoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm Larry the lemur.
Larry the lemur.
And they're like, "Holy shit, this thing can talk. These mushrooms were good."
Let me think of that fucking episode of Family Guy where Brian goes on that philosophical thing to Peter about how he needs to better himself in his life, and Peter just goes, "Oh my god, Brian, you can talk."
Yeah. Oh my god.
So this next question, I think, was intentionally, or was initially, I mean, for me, and then he also said for you as well, is work getting any better now that Christmas season is over? And that comes in from Team Retro.
For me, it's about the same. It's not as hectic, but I'm getting a lot more trade-ins now that people are like, school's back in, stuff like that. People need money. People are clean. Like, it's been unseasonably warm a little bit here. People have been started doing spring cleaning and shit already. Dalton literally looks like he's about to die. He hocked up a big cum loogie.
I'm clearing shit out of my lungs.
So yeah, slightly better.
It's weird that it's unseasonably warm there, because it's fucking cold here.
It's been up and down. Like, it was really cold over Christmas, but it's kind of been like, today was nice. Like, today could have been short weather.
Hell yeah, I love good shorts with it.
Motherfucker. I threw my phone at the bed and it fell on the floor.
Nice aim. My work, the only thing that's really gotten better is that photo orders have slowed down back to normal, where we get like 1 or 2, maybe 3 a day.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to I'm getting 3 to 6 an hour. Other than that, my boss still sucks. The work still sucks. Customers still suck.
Life still sucks.
Life doesn't suck. Work sucks, but life doesn't suck.
Speak for yourself.
That's all I can do is speak for myself. I can't speak for anybody else. Except for Jed Clampett, but there's reasons that I won't get into that right now. You journey to the North Pole. The North Pole. Journey to the North Pole, bud. You journey to the North Pole. North Pole. And find out Santa Claus is 100% real. What is your next reaction? And that comes in from Tomb Raider. I mean, Team Retro.
I'm going to be like, yo, where Miss Claus at? Because most of the time, Miss Claus is pretty banging in most of the movies and stuff. I want to see if she's pretty hot and see if I can spend Christmas up there while, he's out flying around the world. I'm going to be baking some cookies with Miss Claus.
I think I would thank him for everything he's done for the world, and then I would ask him to see the toy factory or the toy shop.
But my thing about it is, you get up there and you find out he's real, but like, as someone who's been a parent at some point in my life, I had to buy all those presents. So I'm gonna be up there like, yo, motherfucker, if you're real, why the fuck did I have to buy all this shit? You couldn't have brought some shit? Like, you couldn't have hooked a brother up? Like, I want a fucking refund. Then we're gonna fight. I'm gonna kill him, and by law, I will become the new Santa Claus.
Is that how it works?
Apparently so. I mean, like, if you
isn't that what happened in the Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen, and he didn't hit him with a car?
He fucking murked him off the roof or some shit and took the clothes off his dead fucking body and put them on. Now, I guess you're fucking Santa Claus now, bitch.
So this next question comes in from Jeff. So if you had to deal with a night of gremlins, what would you do to win the day?
So here's my problem with the Gremlins. I love the Gremlins movies, by the way. The Gremlins aren't necessarily evil. They're just very mischievous. I feel like I would probably fucking join in the mischievous. Like, fucking break shit. Fucking watch that movie they were watching. You know, just fucking have fun with them.
Don't feed them after midnight, right?
No, because that's Mogwais.
Oh.
Gremlins are the green ones, so they're already fucked. So I'm just gonna hang out with them. Or I'm gonna fucking just get a flamethrower or some shit and just fucking murk them. Like, that's the problem. Is nobody in that movie were using weapons. You show up with a fucking AR-15 or some shit, you can murk a lot of those motherfuckers. They're not bulletproof.
So, I haven't seen Gremlins in so long that I don't really remember much about that movie. So I really don't know what I would do. Probably just hang out with them, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But I will use, instead of Gremlins, I will sub in Toy Soldiers. Underrated fucking movie. Should not have been a kid's movie.
You mean Small Soldiers?
Yes. What did I say?
You said Toy Soldiers.
Oh no, yeah, that's a fucking Eminem song. Yeah, Small Soldiers.
Yeah.
And my answer is similar to you. Is I'm getting a flamethrower because they're plastic, so I'm just gonna melt them.
Like, my thing with Gremlins is, like, they're chaotic, but they're not really like killing people and shit. They're just mischievous. Like, I'm gonna fucking just either join in with them, murk the shit out of them, or get them all fucking high as balls and see what happens. Like, break into a fucking vape shop, get a bunch of Delta 8 gummies and feed them all. And then they're just fucking all stoned out of their fucking minds.
My God.
I think that would be fun.
That would be a great movie.
Yeah.
They feed the gremlins after midnight, but they give them edibles.
Yeah. So they're all just chill the fuck out. They're fucking watching Half Baked and laughing their asses off.
And they're all just sitting around laughing. They got a whole room of them just...
Yeah.
And everyone who loved the original Gremlins movies hates it because, like, none of them are doing any of the mischief or anything because it's just an hour and a half of them all being baked in a room, sitting around talking about why do we get angry if we eat after midnight, man? Like, why does that happen?
Yeah.
Let's see. So Jeff says, also speaking of Gremlins, the rule, no eating after midnight. When is it acceptable to start eating again? Because that rule is very vague. Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
I believe that it's probably on the same rule as beer in a half-dry county, which is after, so I think it's 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. You cannot buy beer in Keystone.
Yeah.
You have to drive to Melrose if you want to get beer. So I would say midnight to 6 a.m. I think 6 a.m. is when people normally get up to start eating breakfast and things like that. So that would be my answer. 6 a.m.
I've always wondered this too because I'm like, it's very vague, but I think I'll go with what Nate said usually is like sunrise. Like when the sun's up, it's daylight out, you're good for another day.
Okay, so varying between the year and where you're at, so we're going to say anywhere from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., like in that general area. Okay.
Yeah. During the day, you can't feed them when it's dark outside. Or after midnight until the sun comes up. Okay. I don't know. It's fucking stupid rule. Like, that's classic 80s movie shit.
Yeah. They didn't think that anybody would care about that now.
Yeah, they didn't expect anybody to poke holes in it.
Because they didn't expect the internet to be a thing. What is your strongest perk using Fallout's special chart? Now, do you know what the special is? It's strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck, I think.
Strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. Yes.
Yes!
So, real
Score
life,
1.
I'm going to go with maybe strength or perception would be my strongest of those.
Without a doubt in my mind, mine are charisma and luck. If I were to have to think.
See, I have shit luck though, so.
My luck is like, there's a there's a perk in Fallout where it's like, no, that doesn't make sense for what I'm trying to say. So never mind. But yeah, I would just say charisma or luck, followed probably by strength, then perception, then endurance. No, actually, I'm sorry. It would probably go charisma, luck, strength, intelligence, perception, endurance, agility. Agility is last. I'm not an agile person.
No, I'm not agile at all.
I can sprint. I used to be able to sprint. Now that my knees are fucked, I don't know. But so, Jeremy from Kana, this one is for you.
Yes. How's
the Dragon Ball Z watching going?
It's going pretty good. I'm up to like episode 206 or something like that. I don't know how far you watched. I don't know if you watched the whole thing or what.
It's been a long time, bro. I can't even tell you.
So I'm at the Great Saiyaman part, which is fucking stupid. Like, I don't like that part at all. I don't know if you know what that is. Basically, comes after the Cell saga. It's like, so the Cell saga ends. There's like 7 years pass or something like that. And picks up from there. And basically, Gohan is going to high school in the city. And he sees like some bank robbers or some shit and like tries to stop them, and everybody's like, who's this magic man with superpowers? And he's like, oh, I have to hide my identity, and he becomes the Great Saiyaman, and it's fucking tacky as shit.
I don't remember that at all.
It's not great. You're not missing much. But then it's leading into, I just got to the part where they're doing another World's Martial Arts tournament. So, and I will say, fuck Mr. Satan. I hate that motherfucker with a passion.
Not as cool as Dr. Satan. Dr. Satan!
He's just fucking like, oh, he's so fucking shit. Like, he's a good heel for the show. Yeah. Because, like, he takes all the credit. He doesn't fucking do anything. He talks shit about everybody. Yeah.
Man, I hope this isn't a spoiler for you, because this is, like, way later in a different series. I can't remember when it was, but I remember vividly seeing Beerus. Do you know who Beerus is?
I know who he is. I haven't gotten to him yet, though.
Okay. But you know who he is. So that's not a spoiler. Like, you know who he is.
Yeah, he's the Egyptian cat.
Yes. Yeah. There's a scene, and I don't remember what it was. It was like they were throwing a picnic and a party because they were trying to appease him because he could, like, destroy the world and all this type of stuff. And he ends up, like, I don't remember if he bitch slaps Bulma or he, like, shoves her down or something. And Vegeta loses his fucking mind and beats the dog shit out of Beerus. It's like one of the best things I've ever seen was Vegeta's just like and just goes fucking nuts. And I love Vegeta so much.
Vegeta is awesome because that motherfucker will talk shit as he's like getting murdered. He's still talking shit.
Yeah, dude. He never.
So you think death will stop me?
And it doesn't.
He always is like, I'm so much stronger than you. And then like gets his fucking ass handed to him. Kakarot.
Have you been keeping an eye out for a DBZ Kakarot now that it's come out for PS5?
Or
it's coming?
Is it out already?
PS5?
Yeah, it's coming out. I don't think it's out yet.
I think it comes out this month though.
Might be out already. I can't remember, but I'll get it eventually.
I think you would enjoy it though, because it's the game. It's basically playing through what you're watching, so you'll get to experience it from another, viewpoint.
So I had somebody trade in a game. It's the DBZ, The Legacy of Goku, and it's basically the DBZ story, but as like a top-down Zelda style game. And
what's that for?
GBA.
Oh, okay.
So I started playing that a little bit. It's like a 7.5 hour game, so I think I'm gonna try to play that. Seems pretty cool so far.
See what's up with that.
It's pretty neat. The graphics are really nice. It's like top down. So you start off on at Kame House on Master Roshi's island, and like the first mission is Master Roshi lost a bunch of his porno mags, and you have to go around and find them all for him. Like I did that. I found all his porno mags, and then Raditz shows up and it's like, I'm your brother, Kakarot. I'm taking your son, and leaves the island. So he's basically starting off like the show starts off. Yep. And then I
played through that in DBZ Kakarot too.
I kind of saved right there, and then I never went back to it. So I'm gonna try to play through that.
if you're interested ever, there's a ROM out there for a Pokemon game that was hacked, and instead of catching Pokemon, you collect DBZ fighters
Nice.
and use them. So if you ever want to fuck around and fart around with that, and then we can like maybe chat about it for a Patreon episode or something, that'd be fun.
Speaking of, I saw a mod for Elden Ring that makes Goku the like hero character, and you do like Kamehameha waves and spirit bombs and shit. And, like, dude like fucking marched through the game because like Goku, I guess, is super OP in that mod. Of
course he is. Let's see. We know that the last games for Xbox One and PS4 will be released this year, but what do you think that game will be? And that comes from Adam.
And as I said to Adam in the Discord, he vastly underestimates Just Dance. Literally, Just Dance 2020 came out on the Wii. That was the last Wii game, was Just Dance 2020. When did the Wii get discontinued?
A long time ago.
A long time ago. But I'm going to say, conservatively, you'll see a couple of Just Dance games, I think. You will see, I'm going to say like Madden 25 or maybe Madden 26 will be on PS4 and Xbox One. Because eventually they'll get tired of making a lower rent version of the game. But I think you're going to see at least a couple more. At least, because 23 is out now. And I think 23 is the first one they've done where it's either or. It's not one and series. It's either Series X or Xbox One. You have to buy a different version of the game. So I think you'll see a couple more Maddens, like NHL games, baseball games, shit like that. And I think you'll see probably like 2 or 3 more Just Dance games.
You mentioned NHL games. Hashtag bring NHL games to PC. Like, why the fuck? You port over Madden. You port over the NBA games. You don't port over the last hockey game that came out for PC was like 2002 or something like that. 2008. Come the fuck on. Be better. I want to fucking smash people on my PC.
I don't know why they do that.
Who the fuck knows?
Because hockey games are fun.
Dude, hockey games are a blast. And I didn't know that until I went to New York and visited Ryan and we played NHL. And he would play offense and I would play defense. And I was in charge of hitting motherfuckers as hard as I could. And it was glorious. Oh, yeah.
I like with NHL games that, they've evolved the controls and all. They've got hit sticks and, shot sticks and all that stuff now. But you can still go in the menu and change it to like NHL 94 controls, where there's like the stick moves your character, there's a shoot button and a pass button. Yeah. Like, I like that because they make it where the controls are simple. Whereas like the new Madden games now, when you throw the ball, you have to press a button. He has like a fucking quick time event for the receiver to actually catch the ball. I think that's bullshit. I don't want to do that. I don't want a simulation football game. I want an arcadey football game.
Yeah. And that's why I miss like NFL Blitz, NFL Extreme.
Yeah. Yep.
Those games were great, dude. I used to have NFL Extreme 2, and that game was a blast.
Yeah. I remember Blitz the League when they had lost the NHL rights, but they had
Blitz the League was great.
Bill Romanowski and one other guy, and like you could like juice up your players, and like sometimes you would get caught and have to pay a fine, but you'd fucking give your players steroids. Like,
your player will be out for a quarter of the season, or you can juice him up. He'll be out for 4 plays.
Yeah.
All right.
Juice his ass.
Enjoy these steroids, homeboy.
Yep.
I think the last game will probably be some obscure Japanese game that we will never hear about.
Possibly so. I'm thinking as far as just the American market, though.
As far as the American market, you're probably right with it being a sports game or a yearly release title.
Yeah.
But it might end up being something like Persona 6.
Because, like,
you never know.
Just Dance, for Xbox and PlayStation, you use your cell phone as a controller. So like, they don't really have to do anything. They just have to put the tracks and shit on a disc and put it out. So that's why those games go out. So like the Wii they did forever because they had the motion controls already programmed. So it's literally just slapping the game on a disc and putting it out. So
sending it into the ether. Yeah.
Yep. Even like Just Dance 2023, there's not even a true physical copy for, I don't believe. Like you literally buy a case and it has a code card inside of it.
Outside of arcades, has Just Dance pretty much replaced Dance Dance Revolution?
More or less, yeah.
Because I still see DDR in arcades, but I don't see DDR being sold for like PS4 and PS5.
I think they're making games and mats and shit anymore.
Which is a shame. And it's like the same for Guitar Hero in a way.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I've been playing Clone Hero with my Guitar Hero controller. So they also have a version of that for DDR. And then you can get like a DDR pad.
Oh, yeah.
So now that I have this fucking connector for my Guitar Hero controller, I thought about looking up to see if that same connector works for a DDR pad. If so, seeing how much like a PS2 DDR pad would cost me.
I think I've got a Wii DDR pad at the store. Which the Wii should just be USB.
Yeah. Let me look into that, and I'll get back with you. Maybe I'll try to like buy that when I'm getting that Vita that I want so bad.
Bad
if it's
news.
still there. God damn it,
It's
Jeremy.
sold already.
You son of a bitch. Oh well. But I'll hit you up about that DDR pad eventually, unless it sells. Because I'll by all means, if somebody comes in and is like, "Can I buy that?" But fuck yeah.
Well, that probably won't sell because it's in the back room and I'm fucking lazy. So.
So this next question comes in from Dane. How confident are you in telling time using your penis as a sundial?
Not very. Because I don't know how I need to lay or any of that shit. So, like, not really.
All I know is if I look down at my dick's hard, that it's about fuck 30.
Yeah. I'll quarter to jacking off.
Yeah, absolutely. Dane also asks, what are your thoughts on the recent influx of AIs? Also, have you tried AI porn?
No.
I have not tried AR porn. I will
tried
look into
VR
that tonight.
Porn. VR porn is pretty cool.
I will try and look up AI porn tonight, and I will report back.
Yeah, I have not tried AI porn. I have tried VR porn, and that's pretty fucking cool. It's basically POV porn, but you can look around the room.
Yeah.
You can look at this sleazy apartment in Florida that they're filming this shit in. As far as the influx of AI, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Yeah. Like, I know there was the whole thing about like the AR or the AI art shit that was going around, and like a bunch of people were pissed off because they were like stealing people's art. The AI program was stealing their art to like make this AI art. People were super pissed about it. I don't know. Like, that art fucking sucked most of the time anyway, so I don't know.
I think people were more or less mad that like artists spend like time and money to make things, and then they sell it for a certain price, and then these people are just making AI art and then selling it for that same price, and people are buying that because it's the new cool thing is the AI stuff.
But it's gonna fade though, like every other fad, it's gonna not be cool anymore.
Yeah, I agree. Or AI will take over the world. One of the two.
True.
Are you excited for any TV series or films announced this year? That comes in from Adam.
I'll say we covered the films on the last episode. We did a thing of all the films coming out. As far as TV shows, The Last of Us, I'm super excited to watch through. Formula One Drive to Survive season 5 comes out next month. That'll be fun. So that's like, if you don't follow Formula One, Drive to Survive is on Netflix. It's a sort of a behind the scenes dramatization of what happens during the previous season. It's actually really cool because you get to see like how these people are reacting behind the scenes. Like, they're talking shit about each other. Like, it's pretty fucking neat to watch. I'm sure Jeff has watched it. I'm sure he'll say something about it in Discord if he has watched it. If you haven't watched it, Jeff, you should, because it's really fucking good.
I think Witcher Season 3 comes out this year. I could be wrong.
I don't know, because I think they just started filming it. But, I mean, that's not saying it won't come out later in the year.
No, because I think Season 3 is Cavill's last season.
Oh, well then, yeah, maybe so.
I think. I could be wrong.
Black Mirror's new season's supposed to come out this year.
Ooh, put that up there for me. I don't think it's debuted yet, but the Mayfair Witches, which is based on the Anne Rice series, is getting a show along with the Interview with the Vampire show, which I haven't been able to watch yet. But yeah, those as well because I love Anne Rice. It's good shit. So my answer for both these next questions are the same thing. Do you want to lump them together?
Sure.
Best trading card game, and what is the easiest trading card game to get into?
My answer is Pokemon.
Okay, and why is that?
Pokemon is easy to get into. Like, you can buy those kits that give you a mat to play, like all the rules. They give you decks, everything. Of the games I have experience with, it's the easiest, the most intuitive game to pick up and play. Like, you can learn the rules are simple. You can learn how to play it really easily. And I just think the cards are the best. I like their cards the best. So.
That's fair enough. I collected a lot of Pokemon cards, sir. I cannot tell you one fucking bit about how to play the game.
But if you wanted to learn how to play the game, it's really easy to learn how to play.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing that. I'm just saying, like, in my experience, I don't know. We used to try to play the game, but
a lot of people just collect, and that is what it is.
That's okay too.
Yeah.
My answer for both of these is Magic the Gathering.
I have to disagree with you on easiest game to get into because I watched one of my ex's brothers and their friends play Magic for like 2 hours. Had no fucking idea what was going on.
And see, I just had a buddy of mine sit me down and like teach me how to build a deck. And then I built the deck, and then he destroyed that deck, told me why, and then showed me how to improve it. And then from then on, I was rolling. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that was one night of sitting around getting stoned playing Magic. Now, did we play multiple games that night? Yeah, but like once you get the hang of it and you kind of know what does what, then you start rolling with. Can you make a valid deck? And that's when it starts getting fun. Is when you start putting together your decks to see what works and what doesn't.
But you can do the same thing in Pokemon too.
Oh no, I'm sure. But like, Pokemon cards are harder to come by than Magic cards most times when there's a fad season going on.
Yeah.
When it's died down, they're probably equal. But right now, Pokemon cards, like when we get them in Walgreens, those motherfuckers are like gone.
Yeah.
Like.
But I will say too, as far as the actual playing community, you will be more welcomed into the Pokemon community than the Magic community. The Magic card playing community is more of that stereotypical, like, sweaty neckbeards. Like,
I have a deck of all skeletons, and you will not touch it, sir. Yeah. I will put $30 on this battle.
We have to be finished by 8:45 because that's when my mother's coming to pick me up.
Mother, pass me your purse. Hand me $30.
Aren't you 42 years old? I don't see why that's relevant.
So listen, we used to go to this fucking Crystals in Palatka, right? And I wish Dustin was here so he could like back me up on this. By the way, shout out to my buddy Dustin. Him and his lady just welcomed a beautiful baby girl into the world. So
nice.
Shout out to that, man. Congratulations, good guys. But we used to go to this Crystals with my parents, and like it just happened to be that we would always go on whatever night that this group would go in there and get together and play Magic and D&D and stuff. And it was like we would be eating our crystals, and all of a sudden, boom, Crystals full of nerds. And it was fantastic. It was great, dude.
Now, I will definitely say I feel like the Pokemon card game community, the ones I actually play, and it's probably because there's a lot of kids in it, they're a lot more accepting and patient and like will help you learn how to play. Whereas I feel like if you just show up at like Friday Night Magic at a card shop, you're like, I've never played before. I kind of want to play. A lot of them are going to be, I'm not playing with a noob.
I think that depends on where you go and the demographic of people that you're around. Because I know a lot of people that play Magic in Gainesville who are super cool. And if you were like, hey, will you teach me how to play Magic? And you were being genuine, they would be like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
Maybe so.
Whereas you gotta understand, with Magic the Gathering, it comes with a bigger nerd stigma than Pokemon, right?
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people get picked on for that kind of shit, so they're very guarded. Whereas like Pokemon is everybody fucking loves Pokemon. And if they don't, then they're just probably somebody who's like, oh, that's for kids, and fuck those kinds of people.
Yeah.
But Magic the Gathering is like nerdy.
Oh,
and I think that's another reason why that people become like neckbeards, is because they get made fun of so much that they then form this wall around themselves with people like them, and then it becomes an elitist thing where they become what they hate, and it's fucking weird, and people are strange.
Yeah. And I will speak for you as well as myself that I don't think either of us have any real experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! So that game could be really easy to pick up and play. I don't know.
I just remember everybody wanted Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I remember about Yu-Gi-Oh!
I've like had the cards at my store and I've opened packs, and I don't really understand what the cards are. So like I don't really know, but maybe it's a really easy game to get into. I know it's the cheapest probably, because like you can buy a booster box of Yu-Gi-Oh! For like $50 to $60, whereas a Magic booster box is $80 to $100, and usually Pokemon's like $100 to $120 for a booster box. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, that leads us. That's the end of our questions for this week, which leads us to the house cleaning. If you would like to check out our website, if you'd like to send us an email, if you want to ask us a question anonymously, do you ever check the email?
No. Do you ever check it?
Let me go check the email real quick.
It's linked to my phone.
We might be like sitting on some emails. Yeah, I think mine is too. You would get a notification if we got anything, but I'm going to check it anyway real quick just to be safe.
Yeah. There might be butthole pictures in there.
There might be butthole pictures. The Jeremy Sanford story.
Yeah.
We've gotten a bunch of emails from something called Podvine giving us a podcast claim code.
Yeah, Podvine is like a app you can use to listen to podcasts.
Nope. We have no emails from any listeners. It's all Patreon and Anchor.
Yep.
And Jonathan Davis.
Yeah, what is that? I just saw that one. I don't even know what that was about. Something about a top badge.
I think it's something to do with Facebook about giving us...
No, it's signing up for their program. They'll give us a top badge and 500 wisdom coin or creator currency. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Can I buy weed and hookers with it? If not,
if you want
not interested.
If you want to send us an email, yetanotherbspod@gmail.com. If you want to catch us over on Facebook with James Hall and Santos Lopez and all the tumbleweeds, because they're pretty much the only ones who ever post or like or anything over there. I say that, but I've seen my mom like a thing or two on the spot. So shout out to my mom as well. Facebook.com/groups/yetanotherbspodcast. If you want to find us on Twitter, it is @YabsPod.
Dude, so your mom's name's Debbie.
Yes.
For some reason, I was just thinking about that. Did you ever see that movie Strange Wilderness with Steve Zahn and...
A long time ago. Yeah, that's the Take a Bow movie. That's where we got that from. Let's take a bow.
But you remember when they're interviewing people and like the people are like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you fucking serious with this? And like their assistant's name was Debbie, and at one point they're just like, Debbie! 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 Debbie!
No, but have I ever told the Debbie Downer story on here?
I don't think so.
So we're standing around Outback one time smoking a blunt. It was like me, Dustin, my buddy Paul, maybe my buddy Aaron, and my mom. And we're all standing around smoking. And somebody said something sad. And I went, nah, don't be a Debbie Downer. And my mom went, hey, fuck you. And we all looked at her and started laughing. And she's like, that's not funny at all. What the fuck's that supposed to mean? And I was like, Mom, it's a Saturday Night Live character. Yeah. Like, it's a thing. Debbie Downer. And she was like, oh. She thought I was just saying that like as a slight to her.
Oh, man.
And it was fucking tremendous, dude.
Speaking of weird shit with your parents, I was in the room tonight when my mother and stepfather found out what docking was. So that was fun.
Tremendous.
Well, Jim Jeffries explained docking in graphic detail. My mom was like, well, I guess you learn something new every day.
Your dad's writing down notes for the bathhouse.
was like, oh yeah.
But yeah, so Twitter at YabsPod. You can find him at Just Call Me Jezza. You can find me at Super Nerd Dalton. You want to check out the website, which is very behind. I do apologize. yabspod.wordpress.com. If you would like to support the show, you can chuck us $1 and get your name read out on each and every episode, or you can chuck us $5 and get the episode. Well, for $1, you get your name read out and episodes early and ad free. If you want to chuck us $5 a month, you can get both of those perks. Plus, you get extra episodes each and every month.
Yep.
Patreon.com/YabsPod, YABSPOD, all capital letters. And you could be like one of these wonderful people, Jeff, Connor, Megan, and Team Retrogue. Shout out to Team Retrogue because he is part of our Steam Machine umbrella over on YouTube. If you're interested in handheld gaming and checking out like maybe what's the handheld emulation system that you should buy, go check out Team Retro. He's the fucking man. I also want to give a special shout out to Adam, who's also under our Steam Machine umbrella with Revival and Extinction, his podcast. Would like to give a shout out to him. Also, I want to give a shout out to the Steam Machine podcast, which is a bi-weekly PC gaming show where me, Nate, and Willie talk about video games that are in our backlog. Our next episode will be on the 2013 reboot of Tomb Raider. And let me go ahead and tell you, folks, I have some fucking opinions on this game. So, check us out there. You also want to check out me on a family-friendly type show where you can get any and all of your JRPG news. You can find me over at the JRPG Report. Jeremy, you got anything you want to plug, my good sir, besides your butthole?
That's it. That's it.
Well, then on that note, I'm going to go take some medicine and lay down. So for Jezza, I'm Dalton. And as always, guys, take it easy.
So if you stuck a banana up your ass, do you think your butthole could squish it in the peel?